Okay, we're live, guys. How y'all doing tonight?
Doing okay.
Good.
What's up?
Pretty
is mildly halted because Monster Hunter Rise is out.
Okay, let's just get into it. It's RNVP episode 27. We're gonna talk about Monster Hunter Rise right now. Guys who've been playing it, let me know how y'all feel. And who wants to go first?
Well, actually, yeah. Who would go first?
Who wants
Should
to
a
go
newbie
first?
go first, like me, or an OG player?
So who's the OG
Well, I'm a
so far?
newbie, so
Probably the
yeah.
most OG
I said,
person would be either you
I
or
go
me.
first, the newbie.
Okay, so let's do Luis and then Jerron and then Michaela. And then that'll be good.
This game consumes my brain space every waking moment that I'm not playing it and I'm not taking care of stuff. Anytime I'm not taking care of my family, I am thinking about Monster Hunter. Even when I'm applying for jobs, I'm doing all my other stuff. It's just like, man, I really want to go hunt a giant monster right now. I want to smack the crap out of it with my giant stick. This thing is very addicting. I have 3 dogs. You know what? I can go check right now. I think I have like 4 or 5 dogs, and they're all good boys, and they're all named after different types of sauce.
Okay, so what makes this
Game
game
is
fun?
godlike.
Is
This game is
it
beyond
the gameplay? Is it the story? Is it the mechanics? What makes it interesting, Luis?
Story is a very strong word to use what is in this game.
Okay.
Story implies
Okay.
some semblance of character growth and development. Story implies that there is a villain who has intentions.
Okay.
Story is a word that I would not use to describe this game. This game has a plot, and the plot is you have to go kill a bunch of giant monsters. You are literally human-sized Godzilla, and your job is to become the apex predator and kill everything and then wear its skin and look really, really cool.
Yep.
And that is Monster Hunter in a nutshell. And that is why I like the series. I love the music. The music is only heat in this game. Like, usually Monster Hunter games have good music, right? But this game only has bangers. There is not a single bad track I've heard in this whole game. And I haven't even heard all the music yet. I'm waiting to get to the remixes of all the older monsters.
Yeah.
But, like, this is premium content.
Okay.
The fact that this game is running on a Nintendo Switch, which is effectively a toaster with 2 controllers on the side, amazing. Capcom, be praised. Capcom has always been able to pull out the best of a Nintendo console as far as graphical quality. Sometimes they're even better than Nintendo themselves, and this is, again, proof of that. RE Engine, be praised.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of wizards they have, but they are giving Stephen Strange a run for his money. This is amazing. The fact that this game is running at all.
Yeah.
It's got all the things that I enjoyed about World, but it brings back a lot of the personal anime touches that were really common in the previous Monster Hunter games that I've played.
Right.
Now, granted, I haven't played that many. I'm not like a series veteran from game 1, 2, 3. Like, I started playing with 4 a little bit. Then I played Double Cross, and then I played World. And now this is like my 4th Monster Hunter game. But this is like the one that really like sunk its teeth into me. Because each one of them was like more of this is a fun game. I like this, but I'm not getting it. Like, this game type is very complicated.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of interlocking systems. And each one introduces new mechanics that change up how everything plays and like flows. And this one is like, it feels like a super good modernization that this series needed. Not to say that this series was like getting stale, because like it's kind of impossible to get stale with like fighting giant monsters. That's like the whole point of video games.
Yeah, that's true.
But,
no, that is like, yeah.
You don't really get the kind of adrenaline rush power kick as you do when you fight Megalamalo and you dodge his tail laser at the last second, and then that fucking guitar riff comes in, and like it's like, and just like you fucking dodge to the side, you're like, oh, I got my wire bug, I'm doing that. Then you do like a backflip off of a wall, and you like slam him on the head. It is something truly special
Okay.
that only Monster Hunter can do, and then this feels like the most fluid Apex Predator that I've ever felt in the Monster Hunter game.
Oh.
So,
wow. All right.
yeah, no. This game is really, really good. This game is really good. Also, like, they brought back a lot of the good designs. They've added a lot of new designs as far as like armor sets are concerned. Man, you look so freaking cool in this game. You look so cool.
Yeah, even some of the new ones, bro. Like, what's it? The bubble, the bubble monster, Mitsune or whatever her name is. The fit you get from killing her is ridiculous. And they have this is a problem that Monster Hunter had a problem with before, where they would have outfits that didn't look as good on the women characters. I don't know, they must have got a bunch of women to show up and be like, hey, look, we need to design stuff that actually looks cool, because they got them and they here, because the female outfits
everything looks good
really
here, dude.
good too.
Yeah,
like usually they were lacking. Now they get good shit, which is fantastic.
Okay. Jaron, how you feeling, bro? How you feeling about it?
Oh no, I really like the game. I'm new to the Monster Hunter series. The first one I played was World, and I put like 3 hours in it. I didn't really play because apparently I couldn't join people until I got like far enough in the story. And I'm like, well, I don't really want to play by myself. So I dropped it. So this is not my first real experience with Monster Hunter.
Okay.
One, shout out to Capcom, because they've been putting out heat like every year for like the past like 4 years. So shout out to them. RE engine is really good. It looks good for a Switch game. I guess it's the best 720p looking game you can get. like for what the Switch is, it looks good. I mean, the mechanics are very the mechanics aren't simple. Like there's definitely like an element of strategy and skill that you can put into this game to be really good, but you could also just button mash if you want to with certain weapons. So like, it's one of those games where it's easy to get into, but if you want to learn how to play the game, you can. I think I only put like 15 hours in. I feel like I'm only at star level 3, so I feel like I haven't done anything. But yeah, it's a good game. I really enjoy it. Best game I've played this year. But like I said, it's March, so nothing really's come out. But it's a good game. I like it.
Okay. Michaela, how you feeling? Because I know you have a good bit to say. You're new to this, so the floor is yours, sir. Oh, right when I said that he right when I said that he left. Hey, Patrick. Yeah, I know you just said like for just 30 minutes. How are you feeling, and what do you want your experience to be with this one? And why did you pick it up?
I played a lot of World. I have like 300 something hours into World.
Jesus Christ!
That was a dungeon fighter.
It was was it summer 2019? Yeah, I played that a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really liking Rise so far. The wire bug, changes the game. I use the great sword, so not too much mobility, but with the wire bug, it just changes my whole play style. It just feels great, and the additional skills too. I'm loving it right now.
Okay. Michaela, I was asking you, man. You I know you have a lot to say. Right when I said that, you kind of left the chat. You back? You good?
Oh no, for some reason Discord was lagging super hard.
Okay. You good now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Tell us. The floor is yours. What do you love about this game? What is grabbing you? Why is this game so popular in your opinion? Why is this game reviewing well? Why is it selling well? I think what Luis, you correct me, like 1.2 million in like 3 days or like something crazy like that.
No, it was 4 million.
Jesus! Oh my God!
It was 4 million in the opening week.
It was 3.3 million in Japan alone.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Like,
Holy hell.
it's really hard to like understate how important Monster Hunter is to like Japanese culture. Like Monster Hunter is up there with Dragon Quest as far as like there was even a report out that a company just gave everyone on staff the day off because so many people put in PTO for the day that Monster Hunter World Rise came out.
Wow, that's awesome. That's
So
knowing your
many people
your
that the company were
employees.
just like, if we approve all these, we literally don't have anyone in the building. It's just a company holiday.
That's awesome.
Like,
that's awesome. I
it
did
is.
not even
It's
hear
incredible.
about that. That's fantastic. Wow.
Yeah, but just to put it in perspective, in the same amount of time that this game sold 4 million on a single console, World sold 5 million on 2 consoles. Now, I'm not saying this to like denigrate World. I'm saying this to show like
The power of the
It
IP.
sucks. Oh,
well,
sorry.
not just that, but like the fact that World revived, like really introduced this franchise into like a bunch of people who not only just never heard of it, but also were not even interested.
Right.
Because this is niche. This is a niche thing. This is just a boss rush game. In like, there's no like in most other traditional RPGs and action games, you go through like a level, you fight mobs, you level up, you get some gear, you meet like a shopkeeper, you buy a weapon, you move on. Like
Mm-hmm.
in this game, the grind is implemented through constant boss rush progression. If you can't beat a boss, you're just not gonna move forward. If you can't beat a monster, you're never gonna get his weapons. You're never gonna get his armor. You know, you just lose access to a chunk of the game. So it kind of motivates you like, well, this thing looks cool. This looks good for my playstyle. I want this. So you get better at the game, and then you know.
So let me ask you a question: is it, and everybody can answer this? Is it get good, but implemented in such a fair, balanced way with good mechanics that it makes you want to get good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. Fair is still kind of nebulous, but like, yeah, no, it's pretty good.
Like,
Okay.
people bitching about Magnamala, how strong he is, but that dude is pretty fair.
Yeah. Everything is telegraphed. You very clear, distinct animations, clear particle effects. Like, as long as you're keeping track of him, you know what he's about to do. Are you good enough to dodge it? That's on you. Like, if you can't dodge it, either you're in a bad position where you're up against a wall or whatever, or you're just not keeping track of him very well.
Honestly, if you ever played a Dark Souls game and you was able to get through it, you're
You
fine.
can get through this.
Yeah, you'll 100%.
It's not that bad.
Nah.
Okay.
Like,
Patrick, right quick before we go to Michaela, I'm gonna let you have it for Michaela right quick. Patrick, you played 300 hours of Monster Hunter World. Just far as like your brief time with Monster Hunter Rises, like what differences do you see, and what improvements do you see so far?
Let's see. I don't know, just the gameplay in general. Just like I said, the wire bug changes everything for my greatsword class. So a lot of mobility. I can sheathe easier, get out of danger without getting punished heavily. What else? The dog is great because I can chase the monsters
talk about
much
the dogs.
easier. I mean, you got the floor with that. I haven't played too much, but I'm just naming the things I see off rip. So yeah,
Okay.
the dog wire bug just makes it so much better.
Are those like new mechanics in the game? Are they
Yeah.
mechanically built into the gameplay?
Yeah.
Okay. These are just not like add-ons for the sake of add-ons. These
No,
affect your
these are
combat and your
new,
mobility.
These are
actual,
fundamental differences.
They're function like you need to actually use them because there's one of the things in this game, or even in other Monster Hunter games, you would have points in which you could not tech, and when I mean teching, it's in like a fighting game sense. Like, you can't, if the monster hits you in the air, or if they hit you and do something to you, you can't do anything until your character just gets up again, right? Like, you
Right.
can't do jack shit. But there's certain instances in which you can get one touched. Like, you will get one touched in this game. a monster will smack you one time, and then you try to get up, and you immediately get smacked, and it doesn't matter what you tried to do. But if you use the wire bug tech, where you can recover with the wire bug, you can get out of the situation and not get too touched. So something that would ordinarily be a death sentence is not anymore, right? So Magnamalo is a good example. Magnamalo has a move where he strikes the ground twice, right? He strikes it one time, and normally you would only see him do it once.
Mm-hmm.
Then he'll do it again, and then he even has one where he does it 3 times.
Okay.
Now, you can escape from that by rolling and trying to roll around him, but it's hard. That hitbox is huge. But if you wire bug and just leave and like chill and stay away from him for a second until he's done, you can get out of the situation a little bit easier. You know what I mean? Like, this helps classes that aren't mobile fight in a little bit more of like a balanced playing field. It's an equalizer.
Right. So
Like,
what you're saying is they have implemented the grind and the boss rush system to the point where they've implemented their new basic like traversal recovery and like help offensive system to the point where the bosses and your character match up to the point where like you just have to have timing and skill and know when to use it and the boss fight will flow.
yeah, and these
Okay.
like
That sounds
I'm
awesome.
not an old Monster Hunter.
That sounds really cool.
So I don't know how hard the bosses are in comparison to older games.
Right.
But World, for me, was pretty easy. Then again, I was a Charge Blade main, and Charge Blades were like top tier in that game.
Yeah,
But
I know it's not comparable, but this kind of reminds me of like the duel system for Ghost of Tsushima, where like if you turn it on lethal, I think Jerron can back me up on this. Like it's punishing and it's difficult, but if you have the skill and the timing, it becomes like a work of art. Like you're dancing against your boss. Like you're fighting. Like it feels like you're in a duel. Like you're fighting.
No,
And,
it
like,
feels good, and I am 6-star now. So
okay.
Or I'm
what have you been doing, bro?
Hunter.
Bro, this game came out last week.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm saying,
did I get it day one? I think I did, but I didn't
You
play
haven't been streaming at all?
I don't have a capture card.
That's not an excuse.
I get you.
I'll buy one.
Bro, do you know you could have literally just been streaming this to Twitch, and you probably like in the amount of time that you got to this point, you would easily have at least 100 people watching you on a daily basis.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, probably.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it was difficult, but like I did most of the. I think I did every hub world fight for me was pretty much by myself. So I didn't do like groups for them. I always went.
Yeah, like a fool. You fought Magnamalo by yourself. You crazy sociopath. You sociopath. Like, how? How did you fight that thing on your own?
Because Charge Blade lets me parry his laser. Like that big ass laser. I see him twiddling his little fucking tail around, and I just guard up, and then I get all my files for it and smack him in his face. Feels good. Like the Charge Blade. Like I was bitching about how much I thought this weapon sucked, and only once, I would say later on, once it's actually a little bit better. Who the fuck is this? Hold up, give me a second. Yeah, but only once you're able to kind of like figure out the boss and you start understanding their mechanics, and it's actually kind of interesting because they give you a kind of like a slow rundown of how the fight works, right? So like they don't start you off with the dumb stuff. If I can use like Nargacuga or like Magnamalo as like an example, in which like they do all of their mechanics to you. They roar first. They do a couple of their stomp mechanics. They'll show you like Magnamalo has a move where he'll fall to the ground, and it looks exactly like the animation for when you're actually knock them out, right? It looks exactly like that, but it's fake. It's a fake knockdown. So if you try to go near him when he does it, he swipes up and he attacks you. So it's very interesting. So when you see it the first time, you're like, oh shit, I knocked him out, and then he smacks you, and you're like, oh, never mind, I didn't do it. But they slowly introduce those moves to you, and then as you do more damage to him, then they power up. All of the bosses do this in this game, and then they either get a add-on, like a second part to their move, where they do it a second time, or they have an enraged version of it, or they have a charged up version of it, or they have a move that's locked behind a certain form that they can only do in that form. Like all that stuff is really dope. But it rewards you for learning how to fight each of these monsters. And honestly, I think this game is harder than World. I thought World was pretty easy. I thought even traversing through like a lot of the bosses and stuff was easy. The problem was in between each fight, there's too much downtime for World. World has way too much downtime in between each fight. Here,
Yeah, that's
there's
true.
no downtime at all.
Patrick, you played 300. You played 300 hours. Is that accurate? Is that an accurate statement?
Yeah, it's 100% correct.
Like,
Okay.
you would go into a fight in World, and you're like, oh man, that felt good. Like, I fought a boss. Okay, let me
Mhm.
fight the next one. Story, tracking, story,
Right.
tracking. Oh, I'm at the next fight again. Okay, I beat him. Story, tracking,
That's exactly why I dropped
no
the
co-op.
World.
It's like, and you can't do co-op for like new shit. So if you want to fight something, you're like, oh man, I got this new mission. Let's do it together. You can't do it, bitch. Go and go in there by yourself, play it by yourself, and then you can after you play it by yourself for a certain period of time and get to the boss, then your friends can come in. But by the time they load in, the fight's over because the loading time was so like it was garbage.
Oh yeah, that's something huge about this one. Loading times
This
are almost
game,
instantaneous.
they're like instantaneous. It's immediate.
Yeah, I know. When Monster Hunter World got that next gen update, people are like, hey, Capcom, just tell us what the load times are. For the love of God,
Yeah.
just let us know.
Someone did a comparison video. I watched it
Yeah.
from. They did a what was it? A base Xbox, an Xbox, or what was it? What's that middle thing that they did again? There's the Xbox
Xbox One X.
One X, the One X, yeah, the One X, and then the Series X. The Series X was 6 seconds.
Jesus Christ.
The One X was a minute, and then the base Xbox was over 5 minutes.
Oof.
Hell no.
So
Jesus. So just
yeah,
the
that
quality
game
of
was
life
just-
has gotten better on this game too. From
it's
game.
insane.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
actually insane.
All right.
Oh god, the wire moves too. The wire moves are actually like a quality of life change for a lot of classes. Like again, like even classes like the hammer and the greatsword that are notorious for not having a lot of mobility. In these scenarios, you've given them a tool to either escape or even get in and get the jump on enemies. And
Mhm.
this, like I said, I honestly think this game is harder. Like I do think this game is harder than World, but it's harder and it's rewarding because I lost. Okay, I lost. It took me maybe 10 seconds to load. Okay, well I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna fight him again. We'll see what happens. Right. Whereas with World, this was even the problem with Bloodborne when it came out. You died and you waited 20 minutes before you could play again because the loading time was so long.
Yeah. It's
You were more
atrocious.
irritated
Yeah.
that you had to wait so long. You were actually getting iced by the game. Like
Yeah.
it was infuriating. So
Mm.
here, even doing expeditions feel better because if I compare it to World, if I go and do an expedition in World, I go in, it takes me 2 minutes to load, I get in the game, I only wanted to get like a couple items, and the amount of time that I'm in the expedition being like it's like a free roam area in whatever biome you choose. So you can either hunt an enemy over and over again, or hunt a bunch of enemies back to back, or you could just go in there because you wanted to get some herbs, or you wanted to get something and then you wanted to leave. If I do that in this game, I can get in. It take me a couple minutes or take me a couple seconds to load. I'm in the map. I get what I need. I leave. Takes me a couple seconds to load. I'm back. I can do that like that. World can't do that. You got to call off of work if you want to do that. Okay, it's awful.
Okay.
It's awful. Like, but yeah, this.
So this I know it's early. I know we're in April, but so far, that you think this game can be one of the contenders for Game of the Year? I know it doesn't matter to some people in here, but do you think that it's that good?
Yeah, I mean, like, again, people, this is like even Luis, like, yeah, the story's whatever, but if you're buying Monster Hunter because you wanted a story,
that's not necessarily what it. Yeah,
that's not what the game is for.
Right.
That's not what the game is. That's not why you play this game. You play this game.
Was Monster Hunter World up for Game of the Year? Do you know?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's a good question.
This game should be.
Yeah.
I've
heard nothing but I've just seen nothing but on Twitter and social media, people just like absolutely losing their minds over this game. I just had to ask, like, and then you showed me some YouTube videos, Michaela, and I looked at it and I'm like, that does not, for like Louis said, that does not look like it's running on the Switch. That looks like very fluid. No, seriously, it does not look like it's running on the Switch. That's extremely fluid gameplay. And you showed me the fight with the, I don't want to butcher the dude's name. Is it Magnamalo? Magnamalo.
Sephiroth.
Sephiroth the monster. First of all, monster design. Beautiful.
That thing looks music.
That thing looks scary. Music,
bro.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That thing looks scary. Oh. And then it moves very fast for its size. And then Michaela showed me one thing where it was so cool where like one of the person who was fighting it on the YouTube video was running away. And it sensed that it's running away and it cut the character off. I was like, wait. I was like, hold on.
Oh yeah, Monster do that in this game. Like, if you
nuts. That's insane.
No, even with other monsters, like if you're like run away and try to heal, they'll track you. Like,
yeah, they track you. Like,
dude, they happened yesterday.
Like, yeah,
it happened yesterday.
Like, you don't know how many times I'm like, let me go around this corner, pop this potion, and it just come out of nowhere. Like, yo, can I heal, please? Like,
I was trying to sharpen my weapon, and he knew, and he teleported because I wasn't paying attention. So to me, he teleported. Everyone else saw him running at me. But it's like, oh no, why are you here?
No, I didn't. Look, we fought because we were fighting Magnamalo together for
it was for Vincent. It was his level 3.
It was his upgrade. It was his hub world upgrade because you have to fight. You're forced to fight him.
Okay.
Like, what was so funny. There were two things that had me dying laughing. Is not only their reactions that whole fight, because that fight is just insanely cool, but it's stressful and scary. Because all it took, like, we were all fighting him in one part of the map, and we're like, yeah, like, okay, I didn't even know where Luis was. He did, and he left us and went to go attack him while he was sharpening, and he was in this dark ass corner. I'm like, bro, I don't even know he's there. That shit,
it was so scary.
And there was even what's it called? Homeboy was in the back because Vincent was using one of the bow guns. I forget. I think it was a light bow gun.
A light bow gun.
And
basically, it's like a old school machine gun type weapon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a range type thing where you want to be as far back as possible, and let like your tanks do all the thing while you're doing DPS and status effects from the back, right?
Okay.
And so he was chilling, right? He was reloading. Homeboy saw him reloading, swirled his tail around, and shot the cannon at him and one-shot him. I was like, oh Lord.
Oh my God.
I saw from the side. I looked, I saw him twirling. I'm like, oh no. And he didn't even realize he was shooting it at him at the time. He obliterated. I was just like, yo.
that man two-tapped me, bro. That man got me in the corner. Oh,
when he got you in the corner that one time?
This man hit me in the corner. I was trying to get up and roll out. That man came in with the lefts, and it was a wrap.
It was literally like watching freaking Apollo fight Ivan Drago in Rocky IV. It was so scary. It was so scary, dude.
Somebody was in the corner saying, "Throw the damn towel."
Yeah, no. Except we didn't even get a chance to watch. We didn't even get a chance to watch him throw in the towel. All we heard was, "Duran has fainted." What?
Yeah.
What do you mean? He was
I had no time. I couldn't roll. I couldn't wire bug out. Like literally, he did it so quick. It was just like two tap. I'm like, oh, okay.
He not playing, bro. And he not playing when he does them two tap. And when he enraged, so he has like 2 enrages. I'm gonna call them enrages, but he has 2 power ups.
Super Saiyan.
Most of them have 2. Yeah. So he's got Super Saiyan Rose.
Yeah.
And when he's in Rose, he starts running around the screen, and he has a status effect that's unique to him. It's so cool, and it essentially puts a debuff on you that it'll detonate after a certain period of time. And he already does a lot of damage. And the last thing you want to do is to be drinking a pot, and the shit just explodes on you, and you die. And so you have to use the wire bug to get it off of you. So if you don't have a wire bug, because they're limited to 2, you can use 2 actions, and then they go on cooldown each, back to back.
Like for maybe 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a sizable amount of time in how long these fights go.
Can't you get 3 if you find another one though?
Yeah, you can find a third one. Limited amount of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you use them for everything. You have moves that are tied to them. Some, like me, the guard move, I have 2 parries. One that's in the regular weapon skills, and then another one that's like the wire bug version of it. And the wire bug version of it, regardless of what the level of my weapon is, I can block screams. Normally, you can't do that. Normally, you can't block shouts because you'll get knocked back if your weapon doesn't have a high enough block rating on it. But with this, I don't need one. I block it. I use the resource, the wire bug, and then I can attack right afterwards. Gives me an opening. It's very strong. But when you don't have that option, or you don't have like an option that's like that, let's say you use a resource. So you have 1. He hits you with blight, and you use the tech to escape so you don't get hit again. If one of your wire bugs doesn't come up in a reasonable amount of time, so you can get the buff off of you, you'll just get hit again. Like he's pretty cool. This is a pretty good boss. But again, you have story mode, which is like the village stuff, which is shorter, and then you have the hub world, which is pretty much all the co-op stuff. All the village stuff is easier because it thinks that because you can only do it by yourself. All the hub world stuff is harder because it assumes that you can bring somebody to join you.
And it scales based on how many people.
It scales based on how many people with you. Yeah.
Yeah, and it scales based on the amount of people.
Wait,
even if you don't bring some. Yes.
Yeah, the more people you have, the harder it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's hard. That's hard.
4 of us.
The thing is that Monster Hunter has always done that though. That's just a fact. That's just how Monster Hunter has always been, which is.
Luis, I didn't even know that, dog. Most developers are lazy enough to not even do that stuff.
This is Capcom, man. When Capcom wants to, they can be the best developer in the game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say lazy enough. That's a bad word to say. I'm just saying most developers aren't attention to detail or good enough to do that. Honestly, that's impressive. Yeah. I didn't even. Wow.
On Capcom's best day, they are, top 3 developer. On their worst day, they make Capcom Infinite or Marvel's Capcom Infinite.
Okay.
You know what's crazy is that after they dropped that game, they didn't make a banger since.
Yeah, that's true.
They dropped Marvel Capcom Infinite, it was trash, and then Resident Evil 2 Remake came out.
Resident Evil 7,
Monster Hunter World came out.
Devil May Cry 5.
Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah.
The new upcoming vampire game. Vampire dating sim. I mean,
yeah,
Resident Evil 8.
Jesus Christ. All right. All right, Bakumi, I know you've been waiting to get in. Tell us what your experience of Monster Hunter Rise is. What?
I actually don't have much to add just because I haven't had a chance to play much of the game. Like,
Mm.
quite literally.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've played like 3 missions and 2 of them with y'all. Like, Jerron saw earlier, I played like the third mission on my own. It took me 33 minutes to kill it. I love this game though.
Oh God!
Took you half an hour to kill it, but you love it. Okay, that's good.
And he uses the dual sabers.
Dual
You get
blade
like
veins.
a
Dual
Levi.
blade veins.
You get a move right where you know how Levi in Attack on Titan, how he like Beybladed on the Titans and slid around him and shit. Like
Yeah.
you can do
Oh wow.
with the
Yeah,
dual blades.
it's a wire bug
It's a wire
type
bug
thing.
move,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
it's really good. It's good damage. Certain enemies, their weak spot is their back, and that's where you do it on. And not a lot of people can reach that ordinarily.
See,
So-
that's why you should be an Insect Glaive convert like I am.
See,
You should just do all you do is you. While the rest of you are playing Monster, I'm playing 5 because I'm doing nothing but
99
flipping.
nights.
I'm doing nothing but flips and jumps.
I like my Dark Souls experience, parrying
Mm-hmm.
and being slow.
See,
So-
dual blades are cool because they have a mode called demon mode, and you basically just turn to Kratos.
Facts,
Oh,
also
yeah,
big facts.
flail on. And I know it is looking like, oh man, they're only hitting like 3s and 4s, but they hit that 3 like 10 times.
Yeah.
So that shit adds up very fast. It's very like, and that's the
wait,
thing.
and then when you get an element that like they're weak to, and those
Them
4s and
damage.
5s turn into like 10, 11s, like
Yeah.
Okay. Is there like any support after support for this game?
Yeah, this month.
Yeah.
They're
Wow.
adding stuff continuously. Free.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're probably gonna be an expansion too, like with World. They're probably gonna drop another one because I mean,
yeah, they're probably gonna drop an expansion, probably like 6 months from now.
yeah,
Probably be about $40.
They're also one of the things in this game that was that World did,
Mm-hmm.
or one of the things that they're going to do with this game that World did, but they're going to do differently, like the other ones, is that they would normally have like events, like Monster Hunter World had a Witcher event. They had like a bunch of other types of events.
So like
but they were
crossovers.
timed. Yeah, they had crossovers, but they were timed. So if you weren't online or you weren't playing the game during then, the
Oh, the
event's
Final Fantasy
over.
one was cool.
You never
I
get
just
to play
wasn't
it.
playing it then.
The
Yeah.
Final Fantasy one was good, where you fought Bahamut
And Behemoth.
and
That was
Behemoth.
super sick.
Did you? Yeah, I think it was Behemoth, not Bahamut. I'm pretty sure it was Behemoth.
Yeah.
And those are nice, but you can't play them when you want to. So
Yeah, you have to wait for the seasonal events to play
you
the
have to
game.
wait. So, but this game, they're not going to do that. The event goes up, it stays in the game. You just play it when you want to.
Okay.
That's great.
Yo,
You know?
they need to have an event where you gotta fight like a giant Yoshi. That'd be fire.
Bro,
You're
make me
asking.
please make me fight Yoshi and like give me like a Mario hat. No, actually give me a Yoshi skin for the dog, so that way when I jump off of him, it's just like when you do it in Mario games.
Oh my god.
Like
You sacrifice your dog just like how you sacrifice Yoshi.
you say that, and then he goes, "Up," and it's a command grab, and you're like, "Oh shit!"
Oh, dude, you know how the dog has the clamping weapon, right? Where he just bites onto the monster and holds it still.
Yeah,
That's just Yoshi tongue. That's just Yoshi tongue.
is Yoshi tongue? We can get him a Yoshi tongue. Oh god, the pets. I know.
Yeah, that's a
Pat
crossover.
and Luis talked about
I
the pets.
need to fight a giant Yoshi.
The pets in this game do so much for you. The pets, you can send them on hunts to go get items for you in areas that you've completed. You can have them go and essentially farm items that you're selling in like a marketplace. So you can have a bunch of them. You have them go with you on fights. They prevent the little guys who are really annoying around the big boss. They prevent them from hurting you during your fights. They fight them too. They do damage. They heal. Like You can ride the dog, and then when you ride the dog, you can even do stuff like eat. You can sharpen your tool. Like
Actually,
stuff
yeah.
with
We were talking about how much
drift.
faster this game feels. We somehow completely ignored the fact that the dog, best transportation system in any game.
Yeah.
What other game lets you drift on a living animal besides Red Dead Redemption and a horse?
Yo, no lie. When I was watching BK play, he was healing up or whatever, and he went to a plant. It was like a poison plant, and he picked it up, and then his cat literally like made a poison bomb on the spot and threw it at the monster and poisoned him. And I was like, "That's fire!"
Yeah, like
Yeah,
like
the AI
that,
is stupid smart for these
This
games.
sounds like an excellent game.
like
The AI is
the fact
stupid
that
smart.
it was like the AI just knew like, oh, you picked up a poison plant, I can make a bomb out of it and help you out. Like that's good AI.
That's the thing. Like you can customize the AI based on certain parameters. Like for the cats in particular, they have a bunch of different classes they fall into. So you can make it a gathering type. So it'll like scout. Like even when it's not near you, it'll scout out the map for like different collectible resources and whatnot that it can then bring to you after the mission's done. It can be a dedicated healing class. You can just have a better Donald next to you.
literally
That's
better
not
than
hard.
Donald.
That's
It's literally
If
better than
Sora-
Donald.
It's not hard.
If
to do.
Sora had a Palamute instead of Donald and Goofy, Kingdom Hearts would have been one world.
One world, one game.
One game, one world. That's it.
No,
You would have been on
it's not.
Travis Town. Everything would have been resolved in the one world. Kid you not.
100%. Because
These animals are smart enough to barter. Goofy can barely speak.
Gosh.
Like,
I wish you were wrong. I wish you were wrong,
like
but you're not.
actually, Donald and Goofy can barely speak.
Jesus
Like
Christ.
Donald sounds like he's getting waterboarded.
Oh. All right. Okay.
I mean, I wish he was wrong, but
no,
he's not. Like
wrong.
the AI for these animals.
I
is
think
insane.
me and Bakumi can speak. There are reasons why we don't talk about Kingdom Hearts anymore.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it either. So, y'all have any closing thoughts on the game, guys? What would you? What would you like?
I'm
to say?
definitely. This is going to be probably my most played game that's not League of Legends for the year.
Okay.
100%. This game, basically, the easiest way to tell how good a game is pull me away from League of Legends. If a game can pull me
That's
away
fair.
for longer than a couple days, that game is probably an 8 out of 10 to 9 out of 10
Okay.
minimum, like straight up. And I'm talking about on anybody's scale. Unless you just genuinely hate that genre, like it's just an objectively good game. The longer it pulls me away.
I find it really hard. Like if you were to hate, man, I find it really hard to hate this kind of game. I really do. Like you have to like walking sims. Like you have to, because this is all gameplay. This game is all gameplay.
Yeah.
It's all gameplay. The
I
story
would
bits,
say
what are fine, it's just enough motivation for the character to go and hunt something. But the character designs are nice.
Yeah.
Your handler isn't annoying as shit.
You don't even have a handler. You have the twins, and they just literally tell you, "Hey, we got this to do today."
Yep.
He's like, "Okay, cool."
That's all they're there for. Hey, gotta come do this? One of them is insanely talkative and happy, and the other one is insanely talkative and mad. Like, but I think it's interesting. Like, I like it. The only thing about this game, this is the one negative I have of this game. It's rampage mode. It is.
Oh, yeah.
It is. They thought putting tower defense in this game was a good idea. I know they're probably trying something new. Holy shit, it sucks.
Never try it again.
Please don't ever do this again. It's shitty. And
True.
they force you to do it, okay? Which makes it even worse. Because it's kind of like, you know how you have escort missions in games?
Oh God.
And yeah, like some games have escort missions in which you're escorting somebody, but they're just not in the party. And they don't get hurt. And you just fight like normal. Here, you have to make sure that the health of the wall that you're protecting, at least that you maintain it and that you kill the pretty much almost endless amounts of enemies that come by. You have to survive for a certain amount of time, which is also a problem because because you have to survive for a certain amount of time. The problem is that if you die, there's not like I can just redo it and I can just I can do it faster. It's like no, you redo it and it will take just as long, if not longer, for you to finish it. Very time consuming. It's a very time consuming like piece of content. That's also not fun. It's just not. You're setting up weapons. You're using turrets. You don't use your weapons that you've been using the entire game because they do less damage than the turrets and all the other weaponry around you. Why would you walk down there and willingly fight the, three monsters at the same time when you could hold a fucking laser at them?
I mean, I agree with you, but the Dragon Age,
it's dope. And shooting a laser at him is dope.
But the rest of it is terrible.
The tower defense is terrible.
So you think that's something they could fix?
No, it's just a fundamental flaw with the mode itself. It's more so the concept is the problem, less so the balancing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like, if they make it so the balancing is, like, super one-sided, where it's like, oh, cool, I just one-shot these at the point of the mode. And then if they make it so that way it's, not so, like, if they make it any harder, then it's like, literally, what's the point of this? I can't do it.
Right.
So, it's not a numbers tweak, it's just...
The enemies are pretty tanky.
Right.
Like, in this game in general, the enemy, like, the bosses are pretty tanky, but, like, why are they tanky here, too? You know what I mean? If you know that I'm going to have to fight a bunch of them, they're pretty tanky for me to have to fight a bunch of them. Especially whatever the big boss is. Killing the big boss after the certain amount of waves means that you've beaten that wave. It's not worth going after the other dudes. But I don't know. I'm also assuming they're going to be even more tanky depending on how many people you have in it, because I've only done them by myself.
Oh yeah, we did.
They are. Don't worry about it.
Derek, and Derek was like, that was terrible. It's so much easier when you do it by yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's an interest.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I hope they can fix that long term. Maybe.
The thing is, it's probably never going to come back. That's the thing. These types of modes are usually one and done type situations
okay. All right.
This kind of game. Because each game has their own little mini game outside of the monster hunting.
All right.
So.
Okay.
My closing thoughts is that I would say this is probably going to be my most played Switch game of the year, but that would be a lie because Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes are coming out. So that's going to be my most played Switch game of the year. This is going to be number 2.
That game is okay.
Like that. Bakumi, you have any closing thoughts, bro?
Not much. That just to listen for the most part.
Okay. Gentlemen, I just want to thank you again for coming on. Y'all don't have to do this. I appreciate your input. This game sounds excellent. I unfortunately don't have a Nintendo Switch.
Why not?
Why I don't have a Nintendo Switch? Honestly, my bandwidth is not enough for Nintendo.
Let me tell you something. Okay. You could go outside, steal copper from the ground, stick it into a toaster, and try to make a Wi-Fi connection. You can still play with us on this game. The connection in this game is wild.
It's actually insane because Nintendo and Wi-Fi connection are not synonymous. They're actually antithesis of each other.
And honestly, the only reason I don't have any bandwidth for Nintendo is because right when Nintendo got good, per se, school. So, I don't even play my PlayStation a lot. I don't have the time. I want to hop back in though. This sounds like a very fun game. This sounds like the type of multiplayer game. Earlier podcasts where y'all jumped on me and told me, Jake, you're fucking crazy. There are good multiplayer games out there for you to play with your friends, and I'm like, And now you are here a month late. Well, not even a month, years later. And you're like, and I'm like, I gotta eat crow. I gotta shut the fuck up. There are good games out here that you can play with your friends. And I'm glad developers are making the effort to make a good game.
Don't you get on that soapbox, sir.
Michaela.
No,
this is a public place. There are children present. No need to fucking plug that.
No, wait, no. What did he say?
He said Final Fantasy 14.
Okay, no, we're not bringing that cancer in here. No.
By the way, there was a live letter yesterday. I hope y'all saw it. Warrior is getting buffed. My main. Thank you very much.
Oh no!
All right. It's over, guys. I appreciate you for coming through. Y'all invite y'all. Y'all can come in at any time, say your opinions. But right now, if you want to leave the chat, you can go play your league or go play that. But right now,
I've been playing Monster. I was playing Monster Hunter when we started talking about it.
Okay. Yeah, I already killed Nargacuga again and captured him.
So. This game is godlike, bro.
Why don't you kill him?
Why not kill him?
Yeah.
They didn't kill us when they brought us over.
Yo, okay. What? On that point, me and Sharon.
There's something more they want. That's why they keep us.
Michaela, please. You, Louise, Bakumi, thank you. Patrick, y'all, thank you. Y'all want to stay for this? If y'all want to stay for this or mute yourselves, you can. But no. Just no. Go play Monster Hunter Rises, please.
I'm a man because I've been holding in my piss and I didn't want everybody to hear that shit.
We wanted to hear it.
Y'all want to hear me talk about some more of that
Gerard, with me.
All right. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
What are you doing? Leave. Bye, Bakumi. Bye, Michaela. Bye, Louise. Me and Gerard got some smoke right now.
I do.
All right.
Before we get to the smoke, though.
But then, yeah. Actually, you know what? I have to do my rating stuff, so I'll be back.
No. Clean poop.
The clean poop.
No, my God.
You
gotta love it. You gotta love our friends. You know what I'm saying? It's just All right, John. What were you saying before we get into this? What do you want to talk about?
We got a couple more topics before. I kind of wish it kind of stayed because I like to have different opinions on this, but there's been some stuff that happened this week. The first thing we got to talk about is the PS3, Vita, and PSP stores.
Oh yes,
closing.
Yes.
What are y'all thoughts on?
That was part of my that's just part of my
PlayStation. I'll give you my thoughts.
What do I think about it? I think twofold that if you wanted this stuff to stay, you guys would have supported it. I think that PlayStation is making this move based off of profit margins, which, as a gamer and a consumer, sucks. But as somebody who understands the gaming industry, I understand why they're doing this. However, I find it very, very hard to believe somebody that has the legacy titles that PlayStation has from PlayStation 1 to now to just seemingly, I'm not going to say give up, but just be nonchalant about it. And they can make a lot of money if they just support it, just backwards compatibility in general. There are a lot of developers that still make PS Vita and PSP games. And losing 2,200 games is a lot of goddamn games to lose from your legacy. And I just wish they cared more about it. But I can understand. I'm not going to be that person to say I don't understand where PlayStation's coming from. But I'm not going to necessarily like it. I think it's doesn't hold very good precedent for what they stand for and what honestly PlayStation is known for, which is, I know, quality games and their console, but they're also known for having a great library of games from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 4 and PSP and PS Vita. So I'm on both sides, bro. I think it's overstated. I think people are I think backwards compatibility is a great feature, but it should not be the defining feature to your platform. I've never thought that. I think that it is an. I think that legacy. I think this is what I think, John. Honestly, let me stop mincing my words. I think honestly, if you are one of these people who says PlayStation's doing a bad job for backwards compatibility and are not willing to put your money where your mouth is, then I think you're a fucking hypocrite and should shut the fuck up. In all honesty. Like honestly, that's one thing I can't. We're gonna get into the community, but that's one thing I can't stand about gamers is that their incessant need to like talk about things they normally don't care about. Because I care about this because I'm a person that would like to have kids and be able to have a system and have my son or my daughter play Sly Cooper and play Jack and Daxter, even though you can buy it and play Siphon Filter and play the first Metal Gear Solid games. You know, I would like that option. I would like for some like I would like to play myself replay Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy 12 and Final Fantasy 6. I would like that. Um, I would like to play some of those PlayStation 3 games. Uh, I would like to experience that. I would like to play San Andreas again, you know, without a PC and without emulation. So I wish PlayStation gave a damn, but honestly, it's coming from a bunch of people who John, don't really honestly care and are using this as console war fodder. B, don't care and just honestly just want to have opinion on this. C, people who really care and probably don't have the necessary power and voice in the community to get anything to change. And then D, to people who really, really want this and have the power to change and really are collectors and people who really love the PlayStation legacy. So I think it's just all talking voices that are drowning out, and we can't get a definitive statement if PlayStation gamers actually do care about this stuff. Because mostly everybody who's talking, I feel, is disingenuous, other than a small group of people. So, I just wish they cared more. That's my stance. But everybody else, man, they can fuck off for all I care. Like you guys, if they would come up with a solution, how many people are willing to pay? Like, okay, let's say PlayStation puts this stuff in PlayStation Now, right? Let's just say they put all this stuff in PlayStation Now. They roll it into PlayStation Plus, and it's a $15 a month subscription service for PlayStation Plus now. Are you gonna be willing to take that $6 price hike but you were on Twitter and on these places and on these social media sites saying, "Oh, what they're doing is wrong." Well, they fixed it. Are you going to put your money where your mouth is? That's it. That's all I have to say to people. Does this really mean a lot to you, or are you using this in a disingenuous way? That's always been my thing. And I'm a person that's like, I would actually use it. I would actually use it. So that's all
Derek,
I have to say.
to add to this
Yeah,
before I go.
do you care about backwards compatibility? Like, do you want to have an archive of games?
I say this: if you don't support backward compatibility, let us emulate. Don't go on the internet, let an emulation community thrive for years, and all of us sudden go, "Hey, this is a community that's not paying us money. Let's take it away." If you're not going to support it, cool. You're not going to make money off of it if you aren't supporting it. So let emulation exist. That's my only gripe. It doesn't make sense to go get the lawyers all up in arms to get rid of something you may care about well past when everyone else will care about it. But ultimately, it's up to the developers when and if they should support a product. As a semi-capitalist, I'm not going to say whether or not a company should or should not do anything because most companies operate off the idea that they want to make a profit. So I think, it'd be very profitable to allow people to reminisce and experience nostalgia because there's money in letting people feel young again. I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
companies know
agree with
that.
you. Yeah, I agree.
Um, Seems like they know that sometimes, but they bring back the worst shit, or they bring back good shit in the worst ways. So if you're not gonna give us the content that we want, that's cool. Just Like, let us experience it in a way that's faithful to it. That's not going to be tainted by a shitty remake, or that's not going to get taken down because I'm not making money, so I'm taking my basketball and leaving, even though I left it at the park. I'm coming back to the park 10 years later, seeing some kids play at that basketball, be like, "That has my name on it, young buck. I'm gonna need you to give that here so I can put it in my closet."
So let me ask you a question, Derek. So you don't agree with me? Like, you don't want PlayStation to come back years later after not supporting PlayStation 3 through 1 and deleting these stores and these storefronts. You don't want them to come back and give you a robust service that gives you all of this stuff for a fee.
I mean, my thing is, I know what they'll end up doing will just be a shittier version of what we could have had. Because he's in, like, again, when it gets played out, when I don't care about it anymore, that's when you bring me the worst version of it.
Right.
That's
okay.
when we get Prince of
I understand
Persia.
what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
Like,
yeah. No. I totally understand what you're saying. It's kind of like, yeah, people will complain about this, and then 5 years from now, they'll be like, "Hey guys, we fixed PlayStation now. You still can't download PlayStation 3 games. You still can't download PlayStation 1 games. You still can't download PlayStation 2 games, but you sure can stream them." And it's like, that didn't fix the issue that we wanted. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I understand. Plus, I love the emulation community. At least somebody's doing something the fuck about it, you know?
yeah, but
just one of my gripes that I have about this company. Oh Lord. All right. John, what do you want to say? Floor is yours, sir.
Okay. One, to Derek's emulation port point. I don't know if Sony has really strike down like older emulation. I think that's more of a Nintendo thing.
I was talking about industry in general.
Yeah, but yeah, okay, I get you. But most emulators that get shut down is because Nintendo comes after them. Sony, like, I've had the same PlayStation emulator, PS1 emulator forever, and it still works. Like, Sony really doesn't. I don't think Sony cares at this point. I think they only care about, like, if you have a PS4 emulator because it's pretty new. So I'm pretty sure they'll come after that one. But Sony is not coming after you for emulated PS2 games. Like, I don't think they care.
Yeah, I hope they stay that way. But
okay,
we have giants and companies in tech that we put our trust into, and them niggas will severely let us down.
Yeah,
that is true.
Yeah,
that is very true.
Like today, the reasons why me and Jerron wanted to have a gaming podcast today, because, well, we have things to say because of that. That's that
true.
point.
Okay, let me So
go ahead.
The second point is I try to warn people about this, and people looked at me like I didn't know what I was talking about. And it took to 2021 for people to realize back in 2013 when people were talking about, oh, games going digital, getting everything digital, blah, blah, blah. I don't need the disc. There's no reason to physical. I specifically said, yo, what happens when these companies shut the store down? What do you do then? And people were like, oh, they're not going to shut the store down, blah, blah, blah. They just move it. Or you worry about nothing, or blah, blah, blah. And now y'all are sitting here like, oh, I can't buy these games. And me in the background, I'm just laughing. like, I'm like, this is what y'all get for not thinking, for like not having the forward thought process to realize that this is a very serious and very likable action to happen, because once you go down the road and get newer stuff, companies are not just going to leave a storefront open if they're not making money off it. Now, the good thing is Sony has already came out and said, if you've already bought something, you can always re-download it. It's not going anywhere. So that's cool. If you already purchased it, you just can't purchase new stuff. So my thought process is this: Sony, like Jake said, They're not going to keep a storefront open. It's not profitable. Y'all not using it. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all weren't using it. Jake, when the last time you turned on PS3?
John, I've never had a PS3. So,
Hey, Derek, you still own your
I've had a
PSP?
PSP. I've had a
You're
Vita
asking
and
the
a
wrong
PSP.
guy.
I've had a PSP and
If anybody had a PSP, when the last time you turned that shit on?
Those things run off electricity? I thought they ran off
I was
wood.
playing PSP in middle school.
Okay.
Ain't nobody playing that
John,
before.
let's put it like this, bro. Let's put it like this. And just for the record, guys, we're talking about us. We're not talking about other people. There's a very small community of PSP, and PS Vita people that are mad, and we get that. But for the majority
That's
of
what I'm
people,
trying to say.
no. Honestly, John, this is how old.
Majority of people are not playing these games. They're not going to the store. Especially, don't let me get to the PS Vita community. Let me get started. Hold up. People mad that the PS Vita store is closing. You mean the same console that y'all say was trash and the touchpad was trash and they didn't have any the L2 R2 buttons and it wasn't a good look. The same console where y'all say, "Oh, we don't want to play console experiences on the go. We want to play that on console." You didn't have more Nintendo 3DS type titles to play on this thing. The same console where, the memory cards are way too expensive. I can't get with this console. But y'all mad now that the store's closing? Y'all weren't playing that shit anyway. Y'all didn't buy it. That's why they canceled it. Y'all said they didn't have enough games, even though there's a ton of JRPGs on it.
Yeah.
And y'all already picked y'all portable console of choice. It's called the Nintendo Switch. How do we know that the community overall picked Nintendo over Sony? Because Nintendo Switches are still number one in MPD till this day.
Yeah.
You already picked our portable console.
Yeah.
So the store is closing. Sony's closing because it didn't succeed.
Damn.
Get over it.
Damn.
It's your fault. You should have bought it.
Damn, y'all both.
This is what happens when you don't buy stuff.
Niggas just flip.
It shuts down. It goes away.
This is crazy.
So y'all better go pick up y'all beat us off eBay. GameStop don't sell those shits no more. That's how bad it was. GameStop don't even sell no more. So go on eBay. Go and get your Vitas.
Sony doesn't even manufacture these consoles anymore. So yeah. This is all about secondhand and resellers that you're gonna get a PlayStation.
Go on eBay, buy your physical games, and if you already have a Vita, guess what? The store's not closed. Buy the games you want. You want to talk about another thing? People talk about Sony gotta preserve. You gotta preserve these libraries, and they're on these videos with a stack, like 5 billion stacks of PS3 games behind them. Why are you worried about preservation? You already preserved it. You got the disc behind you. The fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? You have the console. You have the games. They're not going anywhere. Your library's already preserved. Because
Derek, this nigga's special right now. This nigga's cooking. Just keep going. This is special. Go ahead. I just had to let you know you cooking right now. Because I was getting ready to say
it's why are you worried about it? And just let me step back. Let me not get myself upset.
I think this, man. I do think this, Jerron. They do have. Okay, let's put it like this. I would like for them to do it, and I would be one of those people who would gladly pay money for the ability to play these games. I would if they ever decided just to put everything on like one service. I would.
One question: do you really think Sony is just going to let a whole legacy of video games die? Do you not think they're not working on something?
So that's the thing I want to get to. We're gonna give Sony the benefit of the doubt before we bury their ass later on. Okay, this is the thing with me. I just don't necessarily think Sony doesn't give a damn. I think Sony's in the background and PlayStation's in the background trying to figure a way out of how they can monetize this stuff in a responsible way so it feels like they are preserving their legacy and then making money off of this. I don't blame them for trying to find a way about this. Maybe they closing the stores, guys, because they have figured out a way to put this shit on PlayStation Now. Who knows? Maybe. We don't know. But I just don't think Sony is stupid enough as a corporation to just leave the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 PS Vita and PSP behind like that. Plus,
Hey,
they're giving you
let me.
plenty of time. They're giving you plenty of time to download and buy these games. If you already have access to these
Yeah.
games, you will continue to have access to these games. They are just closed. They're just doing what any other public like. We didn't complain when the PlayStation 2 store closed last generation. Nobody gave a damn. No, like didn't they close the PlayStation 3 store or they stopped support for the servers? And like nobody's like, okay, it's just end of an era. We're done.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, y'all care about PlayStation holding its legacy. What about Nintendo? What was it? Jake, what SNES game you playing on Switch, Jake?
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I know we giving attention to we're giving attention to Sony, but let's just be objectively fair across the board.
No. You gotta put some respect. He just hit the Julius Irving reverse layup from behind
he did. No, he like he did on the Lakers. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
No.
no, Jerome, I'm gonna oop this to you. I'm gonna oop this to you, bro.
Okay,
I'm about to oop this to you. Like, they literally had their number one IP on their storefront digitally for a month to create scarcity to drive sales. And people excused it because it's just Nintendo, while shitting on PlayStation for at least giving people the access when they close it. And I'm just like, bro,
they remade. They didn't even remake. They put the three best popular Mario games on a cartridge, put it in stores, and said, you got 6 months. And then we're gonna take it out of store. You can't buy it no more. What day is it? It's April 3rd. From March 31st, you can't buy the 3D Mario All-Stars game anymore. It's done. They took it out of stores. It's off digital. You can't buy it anymore. They released it. They said, hey, you got this amount of time, and then it's gone. But y'all want to talk about preservation? But y'all let Nintendo drop games for 3 to 6 months and then delete them? And then y'all talk about backward compatibility. What game is backward compatible on the Switch?
Yeah, they make ports and then sell them for full prices.
Exactly. $59.99.
John, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something really like I was trying to say, but I'm trying to like say this so I don't come off as somebody who doesn't care about the legacy of games and the legacy of titles and backwards compatibility overall as a feature. I think it's important to have that on your console. But the reason why this is becoming more and more prevalent is because the person that was in third place had to do this. They didn't have a choice. Their first party stunk. They were canceling games and they were reshuffling. This is just the abject truth. It's not that they invested. It's not that they invested into backwards compatibility because they did out the goodness of their heart. They were a sinking ship that needed to do this, and kudos to them for figuring out a way to do it and do it pretty well. And I'm gonna give look, John. I know I'm gonna give them credit because out of the three, they're kind of the best at doing this right now.
Jake, there's only 38 original Xbox games that are available to be played on the Xbox Series X right now. 38. That's not preservation. They ain't doing nothing great. They put 38 original Xbox games and said, oh, you can play these. What about the other like 500?
Okay, I did not know that information.
They preserve Xbox 360 games, sure, and you can't even play all those on your Xbox Series X. There's a list that you can't play.
Basically, what you're saying is, but no. So basically, what we're all saying is because we're coming at this at different perspectives, but we're ending up at the same conclusion: is that the preservation of games isn't this thing that
it's not as easy as it used to be.
Right.
When PS2 came out, they were able to just put a PS1 with a PS2. That's why it would work so perfectly, because the PS1 hardware was in the PS2. Same thing with the original PS3. It was able to play PS1 and PS2 games because they literally just put a PS2, mixed it with the PS3, and like, here you go. That's why it was so expensive and why the Slim was so much cheaper, because when they made the Slim, they took the PS2 out and said, here you go, you got PS3. It's not backward compatible anymore, but it's cheaper.
Yeah, it's the reasons why the OG
With,
360, the OG
game consoles
PS3.
now,
Yeah,
the architecture is so different. It'd be so expensive to put these old systems into these new systems that now we're having an issue with backwards compatibility. Hey, guess what, guys? I understand y'all want to keep all these old games. One, the best way to do that is emulation on the PC, like Derek said. That's why he doesn't want companies to attack emulation. And two is own the older hardware, because I'm sorry, backward compatibility is going to get worse and worse as time go on, because stuff gets old, guys. Sometimes, like some stuff you just gotta let go. Like time kills it. Especially, have y'all played PS1 games? They're not gonna look good on flat screen TV.
I played Spyro recently and I hated it.
What's it? The control schemes are
I just did.
totally different.
I tried to play Metal Gear Solid once. That shit was terrible. I hated
Go
it.
back to the
Those
Siphon
tank
filter.
controls suck.
You're not even gonna know how to shoot.
Yeah.
You're not gonna know how to shoot. It's so different now than it was back then. The control schemes are different. It doesn't look good. It plays slow. Like, these games are just that's why they remake games. They have to keep up with the times. So the best thing for people who care about preserving these titles, until Sony comes out with a system that can do it, just go out, find the old games and buy them, have a collection, get the old consoles. Trust me, there's plenty of, you can go on Craigslist, you can go on eBay, you might even go on Amazon. There's plenty of people who have old consoles that are selling them. There's plenty of retro video game stores that, honestly, retro video game stores, if you want them to stay around, you need to support them. So go in there, buy old consoles, buy the old games for them. You can build a community around retro games. I mean, people have been doing this for a long time. Like, that's the best I can tell you. But I mean, companies are going to do what they got to do. Sony deemed it not profitable to keep these storefronts up, and they getting rid of them. That you're at the mercy of the company. That's the reason why I even harped about digital stuff back in 2013, because once you go digital, you're at the mercy of the company, where you sacrifice some freedom to get convenience. That's what you did. And now you're realizing, one of those freedoms was having access to old games at all times. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That well said. Yeah, I'm with you. You know, we're just telling you the reality, guys. We're not saying that it's right or wrong. In most places, I think everybody agrees that this is pretty fucked up and wrong. Like, a corporation shouldn't be able to do this. But when you go digital, you're at the whim of what they can do. And this is
like Netflix. When Netflix get rid of the movie,
it's gone, bro. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. Unless you're gonna buy it on DVD and Blu-ray, it's gone. That's just the nature of digital. And our DRM rights are so messed up, and consumers don't want to talk about this stuff. They don't want to. You know what I'm saying, Jerron? Nobody wants to talk about this stuff. And okay, PlayStation 3 comes out, $600. Should have been $600. Hell to the fuck no. But PlayStation was like, dog, we literally put a PlayStation 2 and a PlayStation 3 in the same thing. And then PlayStation fans were like, this shit is too expensive. Like, fuck you. We don't want to pay for this. All that. So that's when PlayStation really, honestly, kind of gave up on it. Because it's like, it costs too much money to put all of these systems in one. Either drawn in the background, they're working with Microsoft Azure. They're working on this just a new way of how you can emulate these games on PlayStation 5. Maybe there's something on there we don't know. Maybe the PlayStation 5 Pro will have something like that. We don't know. But you got it. I'm so sick and tired of gamers and consumers not using their sense and thinking things through when making a decision about a console and not being able to know the business side and the business sense of the video game industry. Like, you should know that you shouldn't sell your PlayStation 3 or your PlayStation 4 just in case they want to do stuff like this. You shouldn't sell your PlayStation 2 if you want to do stuff like this. So honestly, I think it's wrong on the consumer and the business side. Shame on Sony for doing this because you can use your billions of dollars to figure out a way to do this. You can. It's expensive, but you should find a way to do this. But it's also a shame on the consumer and the gamer because it's like, dog, like, it's a business, man. Stop being stupid fanboys.
Stop
Stop.
being children.
Yes. Yeah, they're like, really honestly, like, this hobby is a hobby. So it's a hobby, man. It's your whole self-worth and your identity should be wrapped up in this stuff. This stuff don't surprise me. Like I tweeted, I never get too high, I never get too low in my fandom. So stuff like this never surprises me. I'm gonna call it out when I say it's bullshit, but corporations are gonna do what corporations have to do. Of course, PlayStation is gonna close a PlayStation 3 store and PS Vita and PSP stores. You guys don't support it enough to facilitate it. You didn't support the two handheld consoles they had enough. They weren't successful enough. They had bad third party support, if I'm not mistaken, John, right?
No, the PSP was fine. It's the PS
This
Vita
Vita that killed it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The PlayStation 3 ended up being the highest selling console that generation. But the architecture's so messed up. It was not messed up, it's so different that it's hard to do things. I think what's holding Sony up is I think they can get PlayStation 1 games to run. I think they can get PlayStation 2 games to run. I think the holdup is PlayStation 3 games. And they should figure out a way to do this. But John, at the end of my diatribe, my thing is, if PlayStation fans are going to feel some type of way about this, if PlayStation Nation is going to feel some type of way about this, and y'all really feel some type of way, then man, you need to like hit them where they hurt, which is in their wallet, and you need to stand up and protest and scream from the rooftops about this stuff if you really care about it. And if they fix it, John, I know, but if they fix it, you better fucking support it. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. That's all I have to say. This is why I don't like talking about backwards compatibility, because people never come from a realistic, genuine, good faith place when they talk about it. It's all about what I selfishly as a gamer should expect. Nah, man, you need to be grounded in fucking reality. I'm done. Jack, you have anything you want to add, bro? I'm with you on the emulation thing, dog.
No, just be an adult. Like, part of growing up as a kid was one to be an adult,
Yeah.
but still be able to do the stuff that you like as a kid. So actively put yourself in a position where you can do that. You know what I mean? Like, put yourself in a position where, oh my God, I'm an adult. You know, economically speaking, you have, no matter what you make, if you can play video games and you have the like disposable income to do that, you can vote with your dollar. So at a certain point, complaining like a child will do you no good, because mommy and daddy can't go and stop big bad Sony from taking away your little game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And that wasn't even, me and Jerron had smoke, and that wasn't even the thing we had smoke for.
Okay, before we get to the smoke, I got one more topic.
Okay.
So apparently, I don't know who this Twitch streamer was or whatever, but apparently she was.
So why are we talking about Twitch streamers, bro?
No, because she made up a good question that I want to know the opinions of y'all opinions on. She was talking about streamers playing games on easy, and why do people go after people who play games on easy? And I
want to be a streamer, and if I was a streamer, I would be the best streamer. I would have the most skill, and since you're trying to do it and you're not as skilled as what I want you to be, I'm gonna shit on you. because I hate my life. Secretly, I want to be you, but I'm not charismatic. I'm not brave. I'm not funny. I don't have any of the qualities to actually be a worthwhile streamer. So instead, I'm a salty watcher. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish what you were saying. I'm very rude. My bad. Go ahead. Finish.
That's why I like asking these questions because I didn't even see it at that perspective. My thing is with playing games on easy, I don't care what difficulty you play the game on. My only thing about people who play games on easy to beat them or whatever, which is cool, like that's you. But when it comes to comparing experiences, you can't get mad at people. Okay. Let's use an example. I played Ghost of Tsushima on normal, right?
Yeah.
Wolf played it on the hardest difficulty.
Me too.
So when it comes to talking about Ghost of Tsushima and the gameplay and the difficulty or whatever, at a certain point, I have to defer to Wolf because he played it on the harder mode. It's not a thing of playing games on hard makes you a better gamer. It's you played the game on hard and you went through whatever you went through to beat it. So at that point, you're just better than me at that game. Like that's just how it is. Wolf is just better than me at Ghost of Tsushima because he played it on hard. He endured it. He got the skills and he beat it. It is what it is. It's what's the name? So if I'm talking to Jake about Uncharted 4 and I play it on easy, and he goes and he plays on crushing, and he goes, "Yo, man, chapter 14, bro, that mess was rough. It was super hard." I can't go to him and say, "Oh, nah, man, you tripping? That was easy. That was a breeze." Like I can't say that because he played on the hardest difficulty, and I played on easy. I just got to defer to him at that moment because he played it on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
That's my thing about people. Like, if you want to play on easy and you stream on easy to get the story, because some people just want to get you the game, get the story. They don't care about the gameplay as much, blah, blah, blah. That's cool. But just when you're talking to people who play the game at a higher difficulty, just say, "Hey, man, you got it." Because I can't, unless I go and play the game on hard and beat it too, you got it. You better be at this point. That's the way I see it. But I can see where Derek is saying, where people are coming at her because, like you said, they want to be streamers, but they're not charismatic enough or charming enough or good looking enough. Okay, people got on Twitch. This is the thing on Twitch. There's two ways that you can get big on Twitch. Three ways. The first way is you're very entertaining, charismatic. You know how to talk to people. You get people to like you, and you build an audience like that. The second way is you're really good at what you do. Like this dude I watch for Resident Evil. He's very good at Resident Evil. He's a very bland person. But people watch his videos because he's really good at Resident Evil. Like to the point where he can beat a game in like an hour, even though the game's supposed to be like 4 or 5 hours. So those two have been the way people have been getting YouTube success and Twitch success since the get-go. You're either very entertaining or very skilled. The thing is now, since Twitch has blown up, there's a third element. You could be very good looking too. And as these dudes is like, "Oh, she looks really good. Let me go follow her." That's not, you can't blame her for being
fine. She's trying to get a bag, bro.
Like she's using a natural gift to get the attention to build her success. You can't be mad at her for doing that. That's like somebody having a very good gift at math, and then you're mad at them because they became a successful accountant. Like, like that doesn't like. Why would he? Why would they not?
When you pay that accountant, imagine giving your accountant $3,000 because he did your taxes, and you're like, "You fucking piece of shit! You know what you're doing." Like,
He's like, yeah. But the thing is, I think people are mad because they feel like they should be able to do what these women are able to do, but you lack that gift.
Okay.
But they don't see it as a gift. They just see it as, oh, she's being lazy. But no, it's not. It's not her being lazy. It's she's just using her God-given gift of being beautiful. Like, and you're gonna pay for it. So
I'm gonna let Jake cook, and I'm gonna get mad philosophical. I'm gonna hurt people's feelings.
Okay, good.
No, I'm gonna let Jake cook.
Okay, so I agree with both of your statements. I think people do hate stream. We talk about Ghost Robo was it Brad Rad or Rad Brad?
Brad.
The reason why we don't like these dudes is not that they're not good at the game and they're not charismatic. They ask really bad questions when it pertains to the game, and it's like, dog, just look at the screen. So that's like a flaw of theirs. It's not that their personalities are terrible or they're bad people. No, none of that. And I don't get jealous of them because they stream. No, that's not it. I'm not that type of person. And honestly, people need to really get over themselves when they say stuff like that. Second, I agree with Jerron about like how hard experiences and easy experiences or normal experiences can differ. Ghost of Tsushima is a really good example. Like those duels on lethal are extremely punishing but super fun, and it's very rewarding and you gain skill. Whereas I think on normal it's probably a little bit easier. That's fine. I don't care if people play on easy. I don't care if people play on normal, hard, punishing. I don't care about any of that stuff. But what I do need that girl to understand, who's the Twitch streamer, is that you need to. It can be a little bit ableist when you get mad at people playing on easy because you don't know what type of disabilities they can have. And easy is a way for people to play who might not have as good motor skills or hand-eye coordination as you. And easy is an accessibility function. That's why they made modes like that. That is something that they had to legally put in the games, if I'm not mistaken. So it goes a little bit more past experiences. It's more about accessibility and being able to get as many people to enjoy your game and enjoy the vision that the developers and the artists had for the game. But I see where she's coming from. I just wish she was.
She's on that side. She was saying,
No. I'm not. I'm just saying. Let me rephrase it. Not her. I just want people to understand that when they go around saying that, oh, you only play on easy, pussy. Like, you see those comments. Oh, you didn't play the same game I did. And I'm like, bro, you don't know that person. You don't know that person. Who cares?
The only thing I would say to that is I could be mistaken, but most people who have those comments usually know. Like, I'm not going to a random person and saying that. Like, I would go to my friends.
I know. I'm just giving a scenario. I know.
Like you could I'm not saying you can I'm not saying people don't do that because you can see a whole different side of Twitter than I do. Right. But like the most time I see that is when like BG goes after Kid Smooth, but they know each other. BG knows that
Kid Smooth to his credit has played games on hard and beaten them. They're actually
check out Kid Smooth when BG goes and tell Kid Smooth play that game on easy because he knows he can play it on hard.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, guys, check out Kid Smooth playing Last of Us on the hardest difficulty. That is like some of the best comedy I've seen in video games. I've never seen somebody rage quit as much as that man. That man is a treasure. Oh my lord, you should not get that mad at video games, bro. I think he broke like 2 PlayStation 4 controllers. I think he said that. Right? No, John, I think he did. Like, this is excellent content. Like, Yeah, these games, hard difficulty can bring out the worst in you, bro. It can frustrate the shit out of you, but it's rewarding.
But does it frustrate you as much as FIFA?
Hell to the fuck no. Yeah. All right, Derek, what were you saying?
All right, so let's get into this, right? Because I'm tired of hearing this argument from salty men. You're now people, and this is going to be general everywhere. People think that for whatever reason, whether it's because they're Christian or we live in America or maybe you're raised like this, that all people are equal in every facet of being. Meaning that if somebody can do something, you should be able to do it regardless of circumstance. And if you see somebody doing something that you can't do, they're wrong, right? Because you can't do it. There are certain things about life that cause you to be different, right? And your differences are your gifts. They will allow you to be different. They're what allow that's what variety is in life. You know what I mean? So for people to be so mad about, oh well, she's using like this goes to streamers, right? But when people really genuinely get mad at people because they they don't stream it of their video gaming, but rather they stream off the content of their personality or their looks or whatever the case may be. And you're mad that you can't do that, that you don't have the same success that they may have, because maybe you're not as talented in what you want to do as they do. You come off weak. I'm very sorry, but I I used to be salty, right? I used to be the type of dude that would comment and say, she's just a boob streamer," or "Oh, this guy is just he's not really good at the game. He's just a comedian." But in reality, like the most interesting people in any aspect of life go way past the confines of their profession. Okay? Like you can't just be a basketball player. You can't just be a streamer. You can't just be this static person that I guess a lot of you are, where you have to encompass every aspect of what your ideal version of the perfect gamer is for them to make a living off doing what you wish you could do, but you can't do. So let's get it out your heads. Video gaming isn't for anyone to judge. Video gaming is art. What that is somebody creates something, or a team of people create something, and they give birth to it, and it exists in the world when it didn't before. That's what art is, and it influences you. Okay? You can't be mad at somebody, especially when you choose to watch them, which is mind-boggling. Right? Right? But you can't get mad at somebody for choosing to wear glasses to look at a Picasso painting, and then turn around and say, "You didn't really see the painting, bro. You gotta take off your glasses." Nigga, I can't see. Like I want to enjoy this. That's like it's the same thing. You can't get mad at somebody for experiencing or choosing to experience a piece of art in a different way than you do. And you can't get mad at people for liking that. You can't get mad at people for liking what they like in general. That's just toxic. And it says more about you than what it says about the people that are partaking in whatever you don't like. I may not enjoy something. Okay? I may not like watching somebody play the game on easy because, frankly, I like to play my games on hard because I like the challenge. Personally, the reason why I'm like that is because I spend money on my video games. So I don't want them to be wasted. I don't want the experience to be diminished.
You want the
by
full
me playing it too
experience.
fast,
And even if they played it
right?
on easy, that doesn't mean they get the full experience. They got the full experience just at an easier pace. That's it.
Yeah. I want to enjoy it. But hey, if somebody else wants to do that, cool.
Yeah.
If you play video games because you are invested in a storyline, you don't necessarily want to get involved in let's say, I don't know, you like playing Call of Duty, you like playing the campaign because you got wrapped up in soap, right? Back in what was it, Modern Warfare? And all those, and some of those stories were actually pretty fun to watch as a kid. I didn't get like at the end of the day, I didn't care whether or not the person actually playing the game was playing at the hard difficulty because I'm watching them. I'm not watching competitive. I'm not watching, especially single player games. Like, unless like I'm looking to see how to beat something, I'm not really caring too much about the difficulty. I'm more interested in the content of the video, whether it's seeing where something is, whether it's seeing what happens in a particular development in the story that I didn't take, this, that, and the third. But I'm never going to be like, well, you shouldn't play the game in easy because you're not really playing the game. You're just a dick and you're salty. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
no, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, people
That's
gotta
it.
grow up.
The only time that
Go ahead.
the only time that the difficulty you play on matters, and when you start comparing two different people playing the game, that's the only time where actually the difficulty you play on matters.
Yeah.
But if you're just playing a game and you're just streaming it and people watching it for the story, like who cares what difficulty you play on? But if you get on Twitter talking shit and somebody and you play it on easy, and then somebody who played on hard comes out, hey, just take that L, my guy. Like it's just what it is. Like you brought yourself up for comparison.
Yeah, if you step into the arena of discussion and debate, oh yeah, you're gonna get ducked on. But
yeah, exactly.
My stream, if you navigate your browser to my stream, and I'm playing Call of Duty on the easiest difficulty, just trying to get to the story, fuck off.
Exactly.
That's how I want to play it. If I have people watching it in the stream with me, we didn't invite the debate. Now, if you bring the smoke, I'll bring the smoke to you because I'll tell you how stupid you are. But like, otherwise, just like stay in your lane. Go watch freaking Rad Brad. Like, go watch some. Not to this. I like the Rad Brad. I think he's a little boring.
No, I know. I like him. I just wish that he would not ask the questions like, guys, where should I go? And the map tells him where to go. I'm like, Brad. That's the only thing I don't like about him. I'm like, bruh, it's right there, bro. You don't have to talk to us about this one, dog. You're doing great. You're doing fine. You getting all the collectibles. You're killing all the niggas. It's fine. Don't ask that stupid question, though. That's it. That's it. I don't even comment on that. I'm just like, come on, Brad. Come on, dog.
And to wrap this up, I really feel bad for guys like Ghost Robo because I don't know if you guys keep up with Ghost Robo, but he's falling off. And I'm not saying that to diss him. I'm not saying that to point him out. But part of the reason why he's falling off, obviously, is because he's like a legacy YouTuber. And I don't know how that algorithm works, but it doesn't seem like if you were there 5, 6, 7 years ago, that you'll be that popular. But a lot of it, too, is because people make fun of like his personality and how overly positive he is and like how goofy he is. When, in all honesty, like that's like one of the best things to see in a person playing a video game.
Yeah.
I'm actually enjoying that. So to see people like shit on him and for his like him to go to be basically like he's not struggling, right? He's not like not making content, but to see him go from the heights he was at
Ghost
to here,
Robo was like probably the biggest streamer for like the mainstream. Like
when we were in high school, like Ghost Robo.
Yeah, Ghost
like,
Robo
when we
was
were in
that
high
guy.
school.
Yeah.
Like to 2015, Ghost Robo was killing video gaming on YouTube, bro. So
honestly, another reason why Ghost Robo fell off the way he did though is because people don't really watch gameplay anymore on YouTube like that. Like commentary gameplay is not really
popular anymore.
The thing anymore. The thing now is more podcasts and like streaming. Like in terms of like you're playing a game, you got the camera on you, and you're interacting with a live audience. Like Ghost, but people don't really watch commentary gameplay anymore. And there's a reason for that me and Jake gonna get into. But
it's a niche instead of it being the mainstay, which was just realistically, if we look back at it, the reason why commentary was such a popular thing on YouTube in the first place because how the algorithm was set up. once people figure it out, oh, I just have to talk for a long time and have people watch it through and through, and I get money. You know, people just follow that routine.
And honestly, the reason why people back then cared, like the people who watched the gaming videos back then cared about games. These niggas don't care about games no more.
Yeah, they cared about the people too. They cared about people who played the fucking games.
Yeah, they care. Like you got a relationship with the person, and they was actually playing the games that you wanted to see, and either like, because like I watched Ghost Robo because he was playing games that I wouldn't necessarily buy, but I wanted to see him play. So I watch him or somebody else in Machinima or whatever. But like I said, nowadays they just don't care about games. They care about company fanboy talking points. They don't care about gameplay no more.
It's crazy how people grew up in this. I'm done talking. We grew up wanting to be adults to control when we could play, how much we can play, what we could play, how much we can afford, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people are still walking out here like kids with their money, with their houses, with their kids. Like, there's nothing new under the sun. People are always going to be like this. Because when people are kids, they think they have all this control. They think they'll have it all figured out. In reality, you take a lot of the same qualities as a kid that you had into your adulthood. And it's really why the world the way it is. I don't mean to get all philosophical, but the fact that people in 2021, after surviving a pandemic, still can't wrap their head around the reason why somebody else want to play a game on easy and why somebody might want to watch that, and then somebody actually going on the internet and bothering you because of it makes me really lose hope in humanity. But I'm off it. That's a good topic. That's a really good topic.
That was a good combo. Yeah. Okay. John, you ready?
Yes, Jake.
Should you? No, I'm gonna let you go first.
You don't want to introduce the topic.
Huh?
So you don't want to introduce the topic first?
Yeah, because I don't even know where we're going.
Yeah, because I don't think Derek knows. So my topic is, what the fuck is up with PlayStation? That's my topic. That's my fucking topic. What? How in the fuck could you get this out maneuvered? That's the topic. So, John, you got the floor, bro.
Yeah, set this up a little bit better. Cause what do you mean? You mean in the context of like the last 6 months?
Jerron's gonna be Dwayne Wade. I'm gonna be Braun. So
okay, Derek. So this morning, I don't know, he was on Twitter. Xbox. Okay, so MLB The Show has been a PlayStation exclusive since its inception, basically, right?
No way! No way!
No. So in 2019,
2020,
the MLB. Well, I heard some people say they was having talks in 2019. Anyway, 2019, 2020, whatever. We found out that the MLB came to Sony and to the renewal license and basically told Sony that they wanted to keep the license. They would have to put MLB The Show on multiple platforms. It can't be exclusive anymore. So, I mean, it sucked, but it is what it is, right? Mm-hmm. So today, this morning, it came out that not only is MLB The Show coming to Xbox, it's going on Xbox Game Pass day one for people to play. So you have Xbox Game Pass, you pay that $15 a month or $1 or whatever. However you got Game Pass, you can play this new used to be Sony exclusive game day one on Game Pass, right? And the reason why that optic is bad is because Xbox players basically get to play this game for at the top $15 a month. But Sony people, this not on PS Now, it's not on PS Plus, And Sony, if you have a Sony console, you gotta pay full price, which is $69.99 for this game, which used to be your exclusive that only PlayStation gamers could play. Now it's on a different console and it's cheaper. So the optics look bad.
Not only that, but it's better for the consumer. Because realistically, when I play sports game, I play them in phases. I don't like the reason why I have EA Game Pass. When I want to play Madden, I get EA access. I play Madden, and then when I'm done with it after 2 months, bruh, I saved $60. That shit's crazy. You know what I mean? But for EA, hey, I probably wasn't gonna buy the game anyway. It's the same thing with MLB. They get the market share. They don't get the full price, but I'll be able to dip in and out. And I don't know how they'll be compensated for being on Game Pass.
No. But this one it gets better. This one it gets better, Derek. Okay, one. Sony is not publishing this game for Xbox. The MLB is. So the deal is between MLB and Xbox. So I'm pretty sure Sony gets a cut because they're the one that made the game. But I'm pretty sure most of that money is going to MLB. So it's not like Sony is really profiting off this venture.
To the fullest extent.
And two, like you said, that's cool with the whole EA access, whatever. But there is no option on PlayStation for people to do what you just said.
Yeah.
It'd be different if, like I said, if MLB The Show was coming to PS Now day one, if people it was coming to PS Plus as a free game or something for like a month, like they did Destruction All Stars, and they're doing with Oddworld this month, then that'd be a different story. But Sony has no option for this, and the reason why this is a big problem to me, everything I just said, I really don't really care about. The thing I care about is how, as a corporation, could you let this happen? Because it's not like you didn't know it was going to happen. It's not. The MLB didn't blindside you. You already knew that MLB was publishing with Xbox. And as a corporation, you should know what your competitors could do. Even if you didn't know that the MLB and Xbox made a Game Pass deal, there had to be somewhere in the back of your mind like, yo, this could happen. What is our contingency plan if this does happen, so that we can make the optics look better? Because right now the optics look bad, and the major problem is, I think, where Jake is going to go is that since Jim Ryan and Herman Hulk took over for Sean Layden and Yoshida, their communication skills have been lackluster at best. Like, we're literally in March, right? You have Horizon Zero Dawn 2 coming out this year, and we have no news at all besides what we got for the PS5 launch. That would never happen for any game company. I don't care, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo. They always at least tell you, like, yo, this game is coming, here's the trailer. 3 months later, oh, here's another trailer. Oh, here's some news. Blah, blah, blah. We have not heard nothing about this new Horizon Zero Dawn game. Honestly, Horizon Zero Dawn is, it was coming to PC, the first one, and we're making the second one, and it's coming for PS4 and PS5. Which is another optic that they messed up, because they specifically came out, we believe in generations. And then it was like, oh, but the game's coming to PS4 or PS5. Why the hell did you say you believe in generations then? You should have not said anything. If you knew these games were coming to PS4 and PS5. Like, you specifically misled your consumers so they could go out and pre-order and buy these new consoles, which like I can't get down with. Like I can't get down with you just misleading consumers like that. Like that's the one thing about I understand companies have a job to do. They gotta sell you a product. My only asking thing is I know that you're gonna try to nickel and dime me for money because that's just what capitalistic societies do. But don't lie to me and don't mislead me. Because then you're gonna piss me off.
That's also what capitalistic societies do, though.
Well, yeah, that's true. But it's still gonna piss me off once I figure out that you misled me or you lied to me. So don't do it. Especially when it's not necessary. What else I want to put? I don't know. Do I have more stuff to put in? I mean, I guess I could talk about gaming on the PC, but I really don't care about that no more. No, I'll let Jake hit the floor. If I'm curious something else, I'll hop back in. But I'll let Jake do what he needs to do.
You let Jake cook? All right.
Yeah, let Jake cook.
All right. I 100% I 100% agree with everything Jerron said. I'm gonna take it a step further than him. It's inexcusable. It's a slap in the face to somebody who has paid and bought and played MLB The Show. Somebody who's looking forward to this one. I'm not gonna fucking buy it. Yeah, I just feel like I'm gonna go ahead and just say I think other than making good quality AAA games consistently, I think Xbox is waxing their ass at everything. They're beating the brakes off of their ass. Their communication is better. Their marketing for their games is better. They have marketed MLB The Show better than PlayStation has. That's incredible. Their communication skills are better. They have actual talking heads on Twitter that you can add and ask questions for, and they give you updates weekly on where things are at. To Jerron's point, I know we're in a pandemic. You come out last year, you show us all these games. We are in April. April, dog. We got, Jerron, if I'm not mistaken, we got about 7 weeks until we hit E3 week. Where is the state of play for Returnal? Where is the state of play?
They dropped it on PS5.
But John, you don't find that weird? You don't find that? Why is there not a dedicated state of play for a game that you have marketed heavily? They've actually done a very good job marketing Returnal. Why would you put this on the PlayStation 5 instead of on your social media site? Like, are developers going to get early access to this game? Like, what is the steps? This game comes out in 27 days. This game comes out in 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. What are we doing?
Yep.
For Ghostwire Tokyo? No, for Deathloop. Where's the updates? When are we going to see extended gameplay for the game? What is happening with God of War? What is happening with Horizon Zero Dawn? Horizon Forbidden West? What is happening with Ghostwire Tokyo? What is happening to these games? My problem is I base everything off of competition. I base everything off what are you giving to me as a consumer? And like Jerron says, I know this is a capitalistic corporation. I'm not a fanboy of either one of these. I'll even go out and say, dude, I don't necessarily even have a preference. I go where the games are at. But if you're going to not update me on your games, you don't give me the worst deals for the games, and then you're seemingly getting outworked and out hustled by your competition, bro, I dropped your dumb ass in PS3. I am not afraid to do it again.
Hey, remember, like 2.5, 3 years ago, when I was like, "Hey, Sony could get aired again." He was like, "No, they can't do it. They don't do that."
It's complacency, bro. It's complacency.
I warn you.
It's
I warn you they can do it again.
It is massive amounts of complacency. And see, I'm not one of these people. I'm not one of these those PlayStation fanboys have a really weird perception of Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer's like any gaming executive, dog. He gonna say what he needs to say. But one thing I like about Phil Spencer, Jerron, that motherfucker games, and I know he games. I don't think Jim Ryan's owned a single fucking console in his life. I'm being serious. I don't think that motherfucker understands gaming culture. I think, and honestly, I know Phil Spencer does. I know that for a fact. I knew Sean Layden did, because he and Sean Layden and Phil Spencer said multiple times, yeah, man, we've gotten party chats together and played. I know Sean Layden did. I know Shuyo Yoshida does. I don't know if Jim Ryan does. Herman Holtz has had to play video games. The motherfucker made Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, I had to play the fucking game. I don't think he's necessarily the problem, John. I don't think he's necessary. I think it's
No, I don't think he has good communication skills.
no. I think and he has a Twitter. You should be talking more. You are head of PlayStation Studios. You run the studios. You are the Max Booty.
Yoshida actually talked to the public.
Yoshida talks.
That's how we know he didn't like God of War when he first saw it, because he literally was in the interview was like, "Yeah, when I first saw God of War, I was like, this ain't it, my guy."
Yeah, and they have to start over.
Like, Yoshida talked to the people. What's that? He still talks to the people. That's why we had the PlayStation Indie showcase or whatever.
Yeah, and I'm not saying asking Jim Ryan and Herman Holtz to go on PlayStation Pro podcast and like cut the shit. But what I'm saying is, bro, I don't want your interviews in fucking the Washington Post. I don't want your fucking interviews in the Wired articles. I don't, you know what I'm saying, John? Go to GameStop and IGN and sit down with these people who know how to ask the right questions. Because no disrespect to the Washington Post and no disrespect to Wired, you niggas really ain't. You niggas don't really got your ear to the ground when it comes to what gamers fucking want. Like, you don't.
None niggas ain't street.
I'm not
street
trying
like that.
Yeah, they're not. And like John said, how do you let your competitor get a game that's published from the license maker, from the person that gave you the license, put that game in a competing service that let's quite frankly just put it straight out, is taking games away from you, they give it to their customers. You made the fucking game. And you can't even give an incentive to your own customers?
That's what, bro. There's no pre-order bonuses. There's no
like that.
Oh, we get this game 2 weeks in advance because it's a PlayStation game.
Yeah.
There's no I give you extra microtransaction points or whatever. There is nothing. Sony ain't giving you nothing at all.
Yeah, and Jerron, people are like, well, you do get extra content. You get a stadium creator. I want to slap the fucking taste out that motherfucker's mouth who tweeted that dumb shit. A stadium creator? Is that okay? All right, dog. All right, and Derek, just to give you some more context, it's not like this is just some sports simulator. This is the best sports simulator created in gaming.
It's literally the sports simulator where you are happy to pay to get the roster up.
Yes. And then, you know, people are like, oh man, this game doesn't sell well. The game was the 18th highest selling game last year. It was in the top 20 selling games last year. This game sells a lot for PlayStation. And for you to be caught with your pants down like this, bruh, for y'all not to communicate the way y'all are, man, for honestly, John, for your customer service to be as bad as it is sometimes, and for your marketing and your messaging to be as bad as it is, and for your services to be lacking compared to your biggest competitor, nah, bruh, this is unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
Danny Ainge must be over there running Sony right now, bro.
Absolutely, it's unacceptable. I don't give a fuck about how much money it makes and all that stuff. The only reason I bring up the business side of video games is to show you I can understand it and come from that perspective. But as a gamer and a consumer, I don't give a fuck about that shit, man. Jim Ryan is a fucking liar, dog. You can make a subscription service. You can go put them games on PC. Who cares? Who cares? John, my thing is, to me, it's like, why are they so quiet? Why are they so timid? And how do you let this happen? And I don't know if it's arrogance. I don't know if they're like laying in the weeds to blow some shit out in the summer. Maybe that's their case. I don't know. But you
I
are the
think
person.
the leadership is the leadership of PlayStation is not as good as it used to be. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy to think because when we first saw the Xbox Series X and the PS5, Xbox looked down super bad for about the first year or so. Like,
I mean, they still are.
no, I'm saying super
Yeah, I
bad.
mean,
It was like,
Derek. I think I'm gonna say, and to your point, PlayStation still has the better quality games. I'm not getting that
Mhm.
twisted, but are they relying too much on that? Oh, we just got God of War Horizon, we'll be fine. They'll shut the fuck up. No, and I'm like, no, because your competitor at some point in time is not going to not only be able to come out with some type of quality, might not match yours, but they're gonna come out with some type of quality. And then they have the
I mean,
marketing, and then they have the communication skills, and then they have the subscription service, and then they have everything in order. They are building a foundation to when the games finally do come, you're going to be looking very fucking stupid. And people are going to put the spotlight on you like, what have you been doing? Y'all have had the lead that whole generation. Were you not prepared to fight this generation? And if that's the
I mean,
case, then they deserve to get their ass whooped. They deserve they everlasting fucking face kicked the fuck in. It's simple as that.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. This is my smoke for them, bruh. I will drop this. I will sell this bitch. I don't care. I
Oh
don't
no,
care.
I don't know. I gotta play these.
No, John. What? Okay, well, John. Let's just put it like this. I'll buy a Series X and play more on there. Seem like they're making that place
That's
way,
cool, but hey, it's hey, I'm not. If you got quality
But
games, I'll play.
When I invest something like $500 into something, you got to give me more an incentive to play.
Hey, the only incentive I
This
is good
is just not how could they let somebody do this, John? It puts a glaring hole in their whole it what Xbox did was gangster as shit. We're gonna take your fucking game, we're gonna make it accessible from $1 to $15 a month. And we're gonna make your customers look at you stupid. Like, why am I paying $70 for this? And they're paying that much money for this. It makes your whole business model look outdated. It makes you look stupid. I've been trying to say they need to update their business model. I've been saying y'all don't have to necessarily copy them. But man, if you worried about making money, put your shit on PC. It will not affect nobody. Them PlayStation fans are liars, Jerron. I'm not saying you. You are a skeptic. You don't care anymore. All I'm saying is, bro, if they did, all you would do, sell your PlayStation 5 and go buy a PC. I doubt the majority of people would go do that. They will still enjoy the games, but they would get more sales. These are things they can do. You have two subscription services. Why in the fuck do you have two subscription services? Put them together. Give me more incentive. Please. One company's
Well,
doing
okay,
that, the other one's
that's
not.
something I don't agree with. Why would you put PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now together and pay
John,
more money?
why would you not?
Because it's okay. This is
John,
why.
you're not going to use that
PS
component
Now,
of PlayStation Plus.
no. PS Now is $60. PS Plus is $60. That equals $120 a year. You have both services. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is $180 a year. Having it split in two services lets give me the option to pick if I even want to have PS Now, and two, even if I do buy both of them at the same time, it's still cheaper. Why would you put them together? That's just stupid.
John,
And it gives you less options.
John, that's not stupid because John, you're coming off the assumption that I'm going to put the prices of them together and make it a $20 service. They wouldn't do that. There's 3 million people on PlayStation Now. There's almost 50 million on PlayStation Plus. Why won't you just roll that in all into one? And instead of what? $9.99? You pay $12.99? Like, they're not like, when I say combine your services, I'm talking about you combine them and you make a price that is still more competitive than what, and that's one thing I will say about PlayStation, that pricing is more competitive on their service side. If it's going to be supplemental, put your both supplemental services together and extract as much capital out of it as possible. It makes no sense for a corporation that started the subscription service model in video games to get their ass kicked in a subscription model. That doesn't make sense.
It does. No, it does, because Sony didn't.
They did
create it.
Jerron, they created PlayStation Plus 11 years ago.
Yeah, they started it, but they didn't take it seriously.
Okay, Jerron, why
are
you not?
They kind of tested the water.
Jerron, they've been testing the water for 10 years?
Remember, because Sony had it on TVs, computers.
No, I'm not talking about now. I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about Plus. They started this back when PlayStation 3 started. No, they started the second. They started the second or third year PlayStation started. PlayStation 3 came out.
They started. What's that? No, they started PlayStation Plus in right after Xbox. They started right after the hack, which is 2011.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. So it's 5 years. It's 5. Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm trying to say. How long are you going to test your waters? What I'm trying to say is, Jerron, I'm trying to ask you the question: why are you so apropos from this stuff when it's going to help you as a gamer?
Because I don't use PlayStation Now. Why do I want to pay for it?
Jerron, if you get a $3 increase into your Plus and you get more more indies, I'm saying they're going to improve this stuff.
That's cool.
Improve this stuff. It's cool, Jerron. You would use some of those features. Yes, you would. You would at least try them.
That's cool. I know what PlayStation Now is, though. And we're right. Okay. The reason why I don't want to use PlayStation Now is because I really don't play old games. I'm the first one to go when a new generation come out. I'm packing up my old. I don't have my PS4 anymore. I traded MSN before the PS5 came out.
I know. It went. Yeah, I know. I know.
So PS Now does nothing for me. Yeah. Now, the only thing, if PS Now was like Xbox Game Pass, then I guess maybe I would try it, because I'd be stupid not to. But unless PlayStation put in Returnal on PS Now day one for a cheaper price, I'm not doing I don't have any need for PS Now. Why would I want to? Even if it is an extra $36 a year, why would I want to pay an extra $36 a year for a service I'm not going to use?
John,
because all the PS4 games that I would want to play I already own.
John,
and then everything else is just PS3 games that I don't want to play.
Who knows? What if they don't even increase the price?
I mean, that'd be cool, but that'd be stupid on their part.
It gives their services more value. They should just do it. It's a no goddamn brainer. It's a no brainer.
It'd be dumb on their part to merge the services and not up the price, though. Unless they're doing the scheme where they merge the services and they don't up the price, and then the next year and a half, 2 years, they do the price hike thing, but that's just gonna piss people off. So that I don't advise Sony to do that.
How would it piss you off?
How would it?
Yeah.
Because it's trickery. Because if you're going to merge the services and then just hike the price up later, that's a form of misleading me.
But
you should just up the price from the beginning.
But Jerron,
because I know why you're upping the price.
These subscription services are always going to increase in price. PlayStation Now is not staying at $9.99 throughout this whole generation. It's not.
No, it probably goes
almost has
$12.99.
Yeah, it almost has 50 million subscribers. They have one of the lost weeds and narratives that the gaming industry seemingly doesn't want to talk about. The elephant in the room is, Game Pass is great. 18 million subscribers out of 90 million people that use it monthly is not a good rate. PlayStation has almost 100 million people, and 50% of them damn near have PlayStation Plus. What I'm saying is why not increase that value? Maybe more people sign up. It's adding value to it, because I think they're going to have to compete that way. They're eventually going to have to put their games.
That's cool, but I would argue that Okay, this is the thing. If you buy PlayStation Now, you don't have to buy PS Plus because on PS Now, if you're playing a multiplayer game on PS Now, you can play on the internet for free. That's why the rate isn't as high because if you're
I haven't even like subscribe. I haven't told you what I would do if I was PlayStation. That's I would be Xbox do it. I'll get rid of multiplayer. I would get rid of it and then really charge you for it. That's what I would do.
mean, a lot of people like to say that, but that's a pipe dream. I'm gonna let y'all know right now, and y'all gonna have all the hope in the world that they'll stop putting a paywall on multiplayer. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm not one of those people hopeful because it's just dumb to let that go. That's why Xbox ain't letting it go either. It's free money. These companies are making free money off you.
Yeah.
Why would they stop now?
No, I agree with that, but I'm just what I'm trying to say is to increase the value and to increase my value of my console or my PC or whatever, they need to step their services and customer service game up. Period. Bar none. And if it's about money and they want to make more money, stop pussyfooting. And that's bad messaging. All of this goes back to bad messaging, dog. That's my original point. Bad optics and bad messaging. And if you want to fix this stuff and stop letting them kick your ass in that front, then go ahead and just rip the band-aid off and man, put your goddamn games on PC. That's one thing I think me and you could both agree on. This will not hurt PlayStation fans at all.
It'll hurt them in the long run, not the short run.
Why would it hurt them in the long run?
Because the next generation will sell less consoles.
But what if they're not making money off the consoles? And they're not making money off the consoles.
I mean, what's the name? I mean, yeah, for the first 2 years they don't make money on the consoles, but then the other 4 or 5 years out they do make money on the consoles. That's usually how it works.
So what if they have more game sales to offset the loss of consoles?
I mean,
because that's what it's not could John. Okay, John. All right, we can't sit up here and ask and say PlayStation games are some of the most surefire, most quality games you can get, and if you put them on another platform with almost 300, 400 million people, that they wouldn't get an increase in sales. And that's not a probability. That's like a guarantee. That's a guarantee that they would get an increase in sales.
The thing is, yeah. How many? Okay, this is the thing. You're assuming.
You really honestly think if they were not to put Spider-Man,
that the people who
let me ask Derek,
own PS5 don't own PCs.
Derek, let me
okay. Here's the thing. You got people who own both, right? Like me, I own a PC and I own a PlayStation.
You would just sell your PlayStation and buy PlayStation games on your PC.
Yes, but in one way you can see it as they're just adding another market, and another way they're not though, because there are people who will buy a game on PlayStation and then buy that game on PC. It's not a lot, but there are people who will do that, right?
But why would you not that, John? Okay.
So if I don't have to buy your console anymore,
if Uncharted 4 was to go if Uncharted 4 came out and it came on PlayStation and PC, that game nearly sells 60 million copies. It's already sold 20. It's already sold 25. It's already sold 25. Yeah, John. Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would.
I doubt it. Shit I think your 25 million will go to 30, and that's as caps. Which is more sales, yes, but it's not going to 60.
John, how? Okay, we can't at one point say PC is like this big innocuous market, and then treat PlayStation sales down to 50. Like if God of War was to come out, that would sell tens of millions of copies. Tens of millions of copies. Period. That's not even not cap. I'm not even capping on that. Like it just makes sense for PlayStation to do it. It gives you the option of where to play. They get the benefit for the market. And they can stop with this pussyfoot and trying to tell us that these games are so expensive to make. I'm so tired of people telling me that. Yes, we know, guys. You're making interactive movies. We get it.
Half that budget is marketing anyway.
Right, I know.
It's not that.
I know. Well, John, come on. It still takes hundreds of millions of dollars to make these games that PlayStation's trying to make, regardless of the budget or not. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I'm just saying, man. I just think that I know, Derek. Let me ask you a question. If you just had a PC and PlayStation put their games on PC, you would just buy them on PC, right? Is Derek still there?
He's talking, but I can't hear him.
Yeah.
Like I see his icon glowing,
Yeah.
but
yeah, I think they should put the games on PC and fix their customer service and their services.
like I said, in the short run, not going to affect them at all. In the long run, it will.
I just don't know how it affects them in the long run. I just don't see them. Like, you think they're gonna die out? John, okay, we wrap ourselves, PlayStation fans. The one fundamental flaw I think PlayStation fans have is just viewing the console as the end all be all. When honestly, the end all be all is their software. That's the most important thing. And regardless of where you can get the software, that's what matters. We're past the console phase, man. If PlayStation wants to be, they can be traditional and still give you a good console experience. Cool. That's fine. But the games are what matters. It's the games. It's the software. That's where they make most of their money. They made most of their profit and revenue, John. I checked. Off of third-party games. And your competitor.
I mean, of course.
Yeah,
like that.
Okay, so why
What's that? Because at that point, you might just become a third-party developer, like Sega. We always say Sega died. Sega didn't die. Sega been around. They didn't go anywhere. But what do you always hear? Oh, Sega died after the Dreamcast. It's
Jerron,
the brand.
The
brand dies a little bit.
Jerron, if you go watch the console wars, Sega died because Nintendo built the first 3D engined console, and Sega had a chance to get that technology and skipped on it because Sega in America and Sega Japan were literally beefing with each other. That's literally what happened. And then they came out with Donkey Kong 64.
Sega died because of PlayStation 2.
Yeah, okay. And what I'm saying is, John, instead of saying 100 million consoles, let's sell 70 to 80. Let's put our games on PC.
If Sony goes and put their stuff date on date, eventually they're dropping the console, just like Sega did.
Okay,
there's no point in having it.
And Jerome, if they drop their console, well, they're not going to drop their console if it's not making the money. The console will still make money. Why do we always assume that people are going to just migrate and flock to PCs? There's still a market for consoles.
They don't have to. They don't have to. Like I said, they could become a third party. They could become a third party developer.
So what you're assuming is just any bad thing can happen. You're just going to assume the worst, period.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you should always have contingency plans. It's life. Bad stuff happens.
I just can't believe. I thought you would, at least when you say you didn't care about. I thought you meant like, okay, now it just makes sense. It makes sense. If they put Horizon Forbidden West,
I don't care about PC. I don't care about PlayStation putting their games on PC because I can't control Sony. So it'd be stupid for me to put all my energy into this. What am I about to tell Sony to stop them from putting games on PC? Nothing.
I think it makes sense, especially for them. If your games are that good,
it makes sense money wise, but brand wise, it's going to diminish it a little bit. That's all.
Why would it diminish their brand if they are in a different market? You literally expand your market share.
Yeah, but
you keep coming back to the.
You're thinking it in a business aspect, but perception does not follow the rules of business.
What would their perception be if they put their games on PC? I'm curious.
Their perception that they won't have exclusives, but it will diminish the brand.
but they will still have the games. Who care?
Yeah, and people will still play the game. Okay, here's the thing. I'm not saying people are not going to play PlayStation games. That's not happening.
If anything,
As
more people would play PlayStation games.
Like people are going to play the game. I'm not worried about people playing the games. I'm just saying the brand, PlayStation as a brand, is just going to diminish because they don't have a console with exclusives. Just like the same thing. I don't understand why you can't understand this because the same thing happened to Xbox.
No, their brand.
Literally.
No, that's not true. That's like no, Jerron. That's what I'm saying. Like you need people no, that is like fundamentally not true. Their brand has only gotten better since that decision. That's like facts. No, Jerron.
Xbox has been getting shitted on since Scalebound got canceled. Since they started putting their games on PC, and all you hear as Xbox as a brand is, "Oh, Xbox ain't got no games. Xbox ain't got no exclusives." Blah blah blah. Now, has their money increased? Yes.
No, their brand has gotten better. You cannot fundamentally say their brand is in the same position as it was in 2015. That doesn't make any sense, man.
Yeah, but that's because they switched their whole focus away from the console, and they focus on Game Pass. Xbox is not the brand anymore. Game Pass is the brand.
Let me tell you,
which is why when the whole Bethesda thing came on, what did Phil Spencer say? Wherever Game Pass is, these games are going because Game Pass is their brand now.
And John, I'm not saying
Game Pass is the brand.
And I'm not saying
Xbox as a console, the brand diminished.
Yeah, I'm not saying PlayStation.
No, what?
No, that's not
good.
John, that's not dog. Their brand has gotten better. You know why their brand has gotten better? Because they have made very consumer friendly focused moves. And their marketing and their messaging has been spot on. Now, are the games not there that they need there to be? Yes. And what I'm saying to PlayStation is, dude, you have the golden ticket. Fix your other stuff. You have PlayStation fans up in the air about are these games going to PC or not. That's why I'm saying it. I'm saying it because your messaging is terrible. And that is hurting your brand. Today, Jerron, this was a brand hurting move. So start with better messaging and give PlayStation fans, let's say day and date. Let's just say a year. Every first party game comes to PC a year later. Just give us some messaging. That's all I'm saying. But you can't sit up here and say that they don't have any games and they don't have any exclusives. Yeah, sure, that's the narrative. That's cool. But the Xbox brand itself is probably worth more than it ever was. And it's probably as strong as it ever was.
I didn't say they didn't make any more money.
No, Jerron, their brand is.
You're
Jerron,
thinking of you're still thinking of brand as in business.
No, I'm not thinking about brand in business. I'm thinking about brand in perception, John. If I was to ask people whose brand is in a better spot right now, people are going to say Xbox because the perception is no.
Hardcore gamers would say maybe Xbox because of what's happening. But if you go in the streets, if you go in the middle of Walmart, your nearest Walmart,
John, these
and say, "Yo, who is better, PlayStation or Xbox?" Niggas still gonna say PlayStation. And I'll bet you $100 on that.
John, their brand is more global. That doesn't mean Xbox brand is terrible. PlayStation's brand is global. I'm not saying that, John. PC is a global thing, and you're telling me if a global brand were to make the games truly global, that their brand would diminish because you can't buy a $500 console anymore? Well, you have the option to. They still gonna be making the games you can play there. Do you want to build a PC? You don't have to build a PC.
No, you buy a pre-build.
Okay.
Buy a pre-build. Especially the pre-build market is as high as it has ever been.
Yeah, that's cool. That's fine. But if you don't want to do that, if you don't have a $2,000, $3,000, if you don't have the $1,000, buy a $500 box. You're there. You're good.
I mean, that's cool, but that's another thing you gotta stop doing is act like casuals don't have money. They have more money than we do. But that's another story for another day.
Jerome, most people don't build PCs. You know
Yeah,
what
I know.
But
People don't build PCs. They either A, buy consoles, or A, buy pre-builds, or B, buy pre-builds. Yeah, most people don't build PCs. I don't
okay.
build PC. I don't want to build a PC. I don't want that pressure in my life. Oh, I rubbed this the wrong way. I'm about to short this thing out. Now I'm good.
No,
I bought this pre-built and I plugged that hole
I
in.
understand. I'm saying. I'm about to wrap it up. All I'm saying is if they want to continue their global dominance and their global brand, they gotta message better. They gotta fix their services.
I don't know.
They
They
gotta
don't
fix
have
their
to move to
messaging.
PC because that's just the way the industry is moving.
Yes, like John, come on, bro. Like, and it's not gonna hurt their brand. Bro, I swear to God, John, even not business wise, but perception wise, it's like Sony did something that we never thought they could do, and this is a good move on their part. They still have the better first party. Their first party is still their first party. Their first party is still great, and now more people have access to them. And if you want to just go around talking about exclusives all the time, that's cool. That's still not going to change the fundamental value of a good God of War game, or a good Horizon
No.
game, or a good GTA game, GT game. It's just not going to hurt. I think it's just not going to hurt that. I think we have gotten so caught up in exclusives because one corporation didn't have it and now other corporation did, that we have
No, we're
got
calling it exclusive. That's literally what the gaming industry has been until now.
It's not about now, John. Exclusives don't mean to your console anymore. They mean to your platform,
Yeah,
to your ecosystem.
that's never been the case until 2015 to now.
And
This
is
this
that?
is this is
And let me
all
ask you a question: Is
how
that necessarily
exclusives
something?
have been a fundamental part of gaming
No,
since
that's
1970
okay.
something.
And that's perfectly fine. What I'm trying to get you to, what I want your opinion on is truly: do you think that's a bad thing or not? Because I think PlayStation's
I
losing
told
its
you I
voice.
like those platforms. Yeah, I do think it's a bad thing.
Why do
But
you
that's
think it's
just
a bad
personally
thing?
what the people what they console losing exclusives? Why is that a bad thing?
No, like if the games are exclusive to PlayStation and they just put them on PC, that means the games are exclusive to PlayStation and PC.
It's not exclusive anymore. It's not because I can get it somewhere else. Yeah, PlayStation might be making the money off it, sure, but it's not
But it's
exclusive
exclusive to
anymore.
PlayStation, not the console.
No. It's not exclusive
Why?
to
Okay,
PlayStation.
why do you? Okay, so but my question is, why does exclusivity matter to the console and not to the actual people who make it?
Let's see. Let me. What's the best way to explain this? Consoles value. The value of a console is in its exclusives because I wouldn't need to buy it. If there's no exclusive for the console, there's no reason to buy the console.
But if I
I'll
want to
buy
play,
a PlayStation
no,
because
John. But if I want to play a PlayStation game and I don't feel like spending that money, then I have to therefore then buy a console, right?
yeah, unless you put the games on PC, then you won't need to buy a console anymore because you have somewhere else to play it.
Jerome, what I'm saying is there's multiple options. That's what I'm saying. They need to be more multiple optioned.
Why?
Why? Did you really?
Why? Come on.
Why? Why? What's it? Because the way it's been working now, PlayStation is making plenty of money. Why?
Apparently to them, they're not. Apparently to them, they're not recouping the money they would like.
No, they just want more money because the name of the game is to just make more
John,
money.
We can't fundamentally say that gaming expenses are going up and these games are getting more and more expensive to make, and thus the game. Like John, let me ask you a question: would you like your games on PC and your game price to stay $60? Because I would take that.
Jay, the thing is that Yes, game prices are going up, but at the same time, Sony has made more ways to get money. One, they made multiplayer exclusively paywall behind PS Plus. A lot of that 50 million people who have PS Plus only have PS Plus because they want to play multiplayer, which is $60 a year of straight. Well, I want to say all straight profit. Let's just say probably 50% of that 60 is straight profit.
Let's just say revenue because we don't know what their profit margin is.
Okay, straight revenue. Let's use revenue.
Yeah.
So that's straight revenue they're earning. Now that we have digital sales, they don't have to foot the cost of shipping and printing on this as much as they used to, and they're getting most of the cut of their digital sales. So that's more money they're getting. They have found ways, microtransactions, more all DLC. They have found ways to make more money to offset the cost of this game. But like I said, the game of a corporation is, hey, can we make more money? The reason why they want to put games on PC or whatever is literally just because, hey, we can make more money. Do they have to? No.
So you don't think they have to?
No. The only way they're going to have to is if consumers push for it to happen, then yes, they will have to, because eventually you have to please consumers. So the more people who subscribe to the idea that games need to be on PC and console, blah, 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 then yes, they are going to have to eventually. But right now, no, they don't have to.
I think certain people. I think we overestimate the power of how many people will actually build a PC and how many people would just stay on console. I think we're underestimating how many people will stay on console.
I think
most people will. I think most people would just be, let me just get something I can plug into my wall and plug into my TV and go.
But you can plug a pre-built into your wall, into your TV and go. It's not that hard. As Jack Moo said, y'all act like casuals stay at one intelligence level, but no, they learn new stuff every day.
I'm not.
Eventually, casuals are going to get to an intelligence level where they're just going to realize that, hey, at some point, it's going to be like a PC is just going to be more valuable than a console because it does more. And as technology grows, it makes stuff easier to do. So, and PCs are kind of easy right now. Like I said, I literally brought the box home, opened it, put it on my desk, plugged it in. It logged into my Microsoft account, and then GG, I was done. Not that hard. Pre-built are going in the market.
I never said anything about difficulty. I'm just saying cost is different than difficulty. Plus, most people do not want to deal with and it's not difficult to build a PC. I'm not insulting nobody's intelligence. It takes time and the maintenance for it.
These niggas are stupid.
Okay.
I think no, because you guys are underestimating too that video game gift giving on large part is given from untechnologically advanced people to people who are later become technologically advanced. There are plenty of stories of kids getting dog shit Intel PCs, right? And then once they actually get into the culture, they realize my mom got me this Reggie. Let me save up.
I see what you're saying. I'm just saying that like it's hard to break a trend. Like Dron thinks it would break, and I'm just like, they would probably lose out on probably 10 million consoles. They wouldn't even lose out on everybody. Their consoles would still sell, and their games would be on PC. John, this is going to look really spooky, if Xbox sells like 80 million consoles and then they got their games on PC, because then we're gonna then we're gonna really have to have like PlayStation's really gonna have to have a talk. If they sell the same amount of consoles they did last gen, then like, did it really hurt them?
Yeah, we'll have to find out. Yeah, I can answer because we gotta see.
This is a time we will tell discussion. Niggas gotta fix their marketing though. And niggas gotta fix their communication. And niggas gotta fix their services. And niggas gotta tell us what the fuck is going on for the foreseeable future when it comes to games. I think we all can agree on that.
Oh,
That's it.
Definitely.
That's all I want to know. Cause I see, John, I'm so glad you don't act like them. Like, see, you can intelligently say your responses while getting angry, mad, or frustrated, or being downright a terrorist. Cause man, if you see these other dudes about PlayStation and PC, just look bad. Gerard, look bad. If you could just come one day to that side, dog. That like, I say this because like people really think that PlayStation would like die, and I'm like, they wouldn't. If they did this,
I didn't think they would die.
No, I'm not talking about you. You won't go that extreme. You can intelligently say your point, and I do agree with you somewhere. Like, I don't think the brand would diminish. I think what we're coming from, John, is nostalgia that we wish consoles were king, and that's just not the case anymore. We're going to a place where now what I will hate is game streaming. I never want to go there. You never want to go there. We think it's going to happen like 20
it's coming. Get ready.
It's coming. But you know, in the next 10 years, consoles are still going to have, at least for the foreseeable future, consoles are going to have a place. They're going to have a place.
Oh yeah, they will. In 20 years, though. You better get ready for that streaming, my guy. It's coming.
And who knows, John? Maybe I'm wrong and PlayStation got a plan and be like, look, dog, let's compete with PC. Let's make our own PC. Who knows? The crazier shit has happened, you know? Who knows?
No, they're gonna put their games on PC. That's the reason why they put stock in the Epic. Okay. The thing that I want anybody who listens to this podcast to understand, just not even just my panel members, like the audience out there, is that even though I don't like it, it's coming. PlayStation are putting their games on PC. Yeah. You already see the move. They already tested it with Horizon. They're testing it again with Days Gone. They bought stock in Epic Games, who has an online storefront. Like, okay, I'm in business. I see the steps. I see the progression. I don't want you to think I'm ignorant to the facts. I'm not.
No,
I can see it. I just don't like it.
No, and if somebody heard you talk, they would not say you're ignorant, bro. And if they did, they can go fuck off. You were just saying why you think it's not the smartest move. It won't be a catastrophic move, but it might not be the best move. That's it. You don't sound unintelligible or stupid. That's not it. You understand it. You understand the problem better than me and Derek. You have your degree in this shit, so. You know, we know. We know. I just don't see how that. I just don't see how you give more access to people having your games that people shit on you. That would be a wild thing to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be the most backwards thing. But the crazier things have happened.
But Jake, I don't want to say how you don't see it because, like, honestly, this whole gaming community finds any reason to shit on PlayStation. Honestly.
People find reasons to shit on each other because they're losers.
Yeah.
Anything PlayStation do, like, oh, they don't want to do crossplay, let's shit on them. Oh, what? Damn, if I could figure out everything they shit on PlayStation from the beginning of the generation. Oh, PlayStation is the indie station. That was the first thing. Oh, PlayStation sucks. It's the indie station. They ain't got no games. PlayStation started getting games. It's like, oh, the crossplay thing, Sony's not being consumer friendly. I don't care about no crossplay, but hey, they got places to do crossplay. Now even the new stores, oh, PlayStation getting rid of 2,000 plus games. Oh, bro, they're so anti-consumer, blah blah, bruh.
They just really don't know what that word means, do they?
No.
They don't. But they don't. But I mean, yeah, anything PlayStation does is like, oh, we can show them PlayStation. Oh, say PlayStation 5 only RDNA 1.5. They're trash. They don't have machine learning. They find any reason to show them PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna get into that. But yeah, I think we're done for the night, dog. We're done for the night. Yeah, we're done. We're done. Plug your shit, guys. We're done.
Catch me on Twitter, Ghost_Patosai. Catch me on PSN, Phantom Patosai. And peace out. Have a good night.
Derek, you got anything to say, bro? Are you still there? No, that nigga gone.
Oh no.
That nigga gone.
Derek, no!
You can find him, guys.
Well, catch him at RNVP_CC.
Yep. That's our guy,
Twitter.
Derek. You can find me on Twitter at JTRNVP. Sony, step your fucking game up.
Please, because y'all looking like
Y'all
trash
been
right
looking a
now.
little stupid and foolish in the light. You looking a little dusty.
And now I gotta work all these Xbox fanboys making fun of me. And I'd rather not deal with the pressure. So
oh my god. Oh my god. Yo, Drawn. That's fucking okay. That's the funniest shit you said on this podcast. That's hilarious. Wow. What he said though. Yeah, step your game up, dog. I'm disgusted.
Microsoft got Sony touching the ground right now.
And on that note, this has been RNVP Real Nerd Variety Podcast, episode 27. Y'all take it easy, guys. Peace.
Peace out.
Hey, El Fat.